off Interstate 395 in Uncasville, Connecticut. And we'll be up there Friday morning. Me, Chuck, Bernie, Rob, Larry. Could be a pretty good deal. And you can come see us there in the Wolf Den, and it's free. And after you've experienced Mohegan Sun's superior service, incredible dining, spectacular entertainment in the Wolf Den, spend some time in the action-packed gaming room, which includes a state-of-the-art race book featuring NYRA tracks and the only auto body express store this side of Santa Fe. You'll find it's even easier when you actually want to go home, because now they have a Mohegan Sun Citgo station, and you can fill your machine up with and pay for the gas with your Players Club point dealership. Whether you won or lose, whether you won or lost, you still accumulate these points, and you can fill the car up with your machine with fuel and go get a couple of donuts over there. Granny Squanet's baked goods situation there in the convenience store. They got all the bases covered. Mohegan Sun, Win Big Wampum, exit 79A, Interstate 395, Uncasville, Connecticut. And we're going to be there on Friday morning. Y'all might want to stop by and check that out. For nearly a century, the Hospital for Joint Diseases in Manhattan has provided excellent care in orthopedics, rheumatology, neurology, rehabilitation medicine. The Hospital for Joint Diseases treats adults and children with problems ranging from simple fractures to more complex problems like rheumatoid arthritis, neurological disorders, including multiple sclerosis and cerebral palsy. At the Hospital for Joint Diseases, they have a long history of helping patients in the areas of sports medicine, playground injuries, limb lengthening, total joint replacement, physical therapy, a lot of other stuff. So if you need them, call them, 1-888-SJD-DOCS.
Life on the road is hard enough, so why struggle through...
Mock brain and some yucks. You lost. Here's Warner Wolf. Morning, Warner.
Oh, yeah, indeed. Good morning, Warner Wolf.
Good morning. Thank you, I-Man. The Simus of the Morning Sports Report is brought to you by Subaru. At Subaru, we really shine when the sun doesn't. Experience the beauty of all-wheel drive today at your New York, New Jersey Subaru dealer.
Does it shine when the sun doesn't or where the sun doesn't?
It's when.
No, it's when. It's not where.
I made a mistake.
Okay.
Where?
Because Breen said that the other day.
Yeah.
And, of course, Drainpipe Neck was just trying to be amusing. And we just thought maybe that was what you were doing, but apparently not.
No.
Okay.
Bad news for UConn's NCAA championship team. All Big East sophomore point guard Khalid El-Amin, who made the game-winning shot against Duke and only last week announced he would stay at UConn, arrested yesterday on drug charges, charged with possession of marijuana in a car in downtown Hartford. El-Amin should have turned pro. That's all there is to it. And nothing would have happened to him.
That's it.
There's no drug testing for marijuana in the NBA. So here's a guy that should have turned pro.
Yeah, but this is a situation where it's two black kids in a red Cadillac, and
If you can't drive around in a Cadillac and smoke some reefer, what's the point of being a hoop star?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
had a nickel bag of dope, and
DWB, driving while black.
he apparently ran a red light. The cops are claiming, and then for some reason they felt it necessary to search his car and him. I don't get that.
It's outrageous.
But it does sound to me like there's something.
Give him a ticket and let him go.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Give the guy a ticket, and it sounds like, I don't know. Doesn't sound good, does it? Why?
Something sounds weird.
And the story I read about it this morning is nobody can explain what precipitated or prompted the cops to
Pulled him over?
No, to search the car.
Oh.
I mean, just because somebody runs a red light, you don't automatically then jerk him out of the car, slam him up against the, slam him over the hood there and search him and then go through their car, do you?
This ain't Serbia.
Assume the position. Assume the position.
Yeah, was there some... Did Mr. Amin or the El Amin or the other guy, Hamilton, what were they doing? Were they young and black in a red Cadillac? I mean, that's what
I'm saying.
That is what it sounds like. I mean, I'm serious. That's what it sounds like to me. So, I don't know.
Let's get ourselves arrested.
Well, there'll be
I don't
big...
think we're going to go that far. I mean, I like he's a nice young man, but he's going to have to get out of this himself.
That's true.
He's not going to, it's not going to turn into Susan Sarandon over Khalid getting busted with a nickel bag of dope. I mean, you're going to have to fend for yourself, baby.
I hear you.
There's a scheduled parade this Saturday in downtown Hartford, expected to draw 200,000 people to honor the NCAA champions.
Sure.
With or without El Amin.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, St. John's Ron Artest announced yesterday he would pass up his junior and senior year and turn pro.
I'm not going to be cute here, but St. John's done a lot for me. I'm not leaving St. John's. I'm going to get a job.
He's going what?
He's going to get a job.
Going to get a job.
NBA. He's gonna
That's
get a
refreshing.
job. He's not leaving St. John's.
No.
He's just going to get a job.
Well,
Going to work.
there is something to be said about paying these college players because it's remarkable what happens to these universities that who have teams that win these national championships in terms of money they're able to raise for all of the various projects, campus projects, educational projects. It's astounding, almost troubling, in fact, that they can raise tens of millions of dollars if they have a winning basketball team.
It's a direct result.
To build laboratories to do whatever. So,
Yeah.
and the kids get hosed. So,
Right.
I guess they get hosed because they don't get an education, except in cases like
Bobby Knight.
or John Thompson or apparently the guy down at Duke, Krzyzewski, and there's a few places around it. But, Jim Calhoun's not making kids go to class at Connecticut, I don't think. So.
And the coaches get paid, right?
Oh, absolutely. Got their big shoe deal.
Shoe
and
deal,
who knows what
sure.
they're taking under the table.
Pay the kids.
Should pay the kids, yeah. Something.
Meanwhile, break up the Clippers.
What they do now.
Well, for the first time in a year and a half, the Clippers won 2 straight. Beat the Nets 109-101. And if you had the Lakers in 26 points last night, you lost.
Good Lord.
Portland 113, the Lakers 86. Dennis Rodman had only 4 rebounds, no points, and sat out the entire second half with a sore elbow. After the game, the Shaq talked about Rodman sitting out the second half.
They said he was hurt. Hopefully he was hurt. But, everyone needs to just, come and play hard. I mean, I hope he's not that type of person that when the tough gets going, he bails out. But I play hurt. So if I play hurt with torn stomach muscles, then everybody should play hurt.
That's it.
So implying there, at
Yeah.
least we can infer from Mr. Shaq's remarks,
Yeah.
that O'Neal's remarks, that,
Rodman's laying down.
Faking.
Robin's a gutless coward, and he's faking it, wouldn't play.
That's right.
Homophobia.
No courage.
Like, no guts.
No guts,
Exactly.
yeah, that's
Where's
right.
Jim Nance now?
Where's Jim Nance when we need him?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mark McGuire hit 2 more last night, career number 460 and 461. A big Olympic investigation on Capitol Hill begins today, headed by Senator John McCain, who wants answers concerning the Olympic bribery scandals and the payoffs.
Oh, butt out, McCain. Worry about something else. A bunch of dope addicts in the Olympics.
That's right. The hearing will help determine whether or not the International Olympic Committee should still be exempt from income tax in the United States. IOC President Juan Antonio Samarak was supposed to testify, but turned down the invitation on the grounds that English is his 3rd language. How lame is that? I mean, you never heard of an interpreter? Suppose the UN used that excuse.
It's crazy.
Is Cowboy quarterback Troy Aikman going downhill? Not according to Cowboy owner Jerry Jones.
Is he going down? That's the question everyone's going to ask him.
They signed him through the 2007 season.
2007.
What's that about?
He'll be 41.
Come on here.
Come on, get him out. Is Nashville hungry for pro football? 1,000 fans turned out last night in the parking lot of Nashville's new 60,000-seat stadium just to see the Tennessee Titans' new colors and uniforms. Talk about idle time. When you don't win a golf tournament, is it your fault?
Well, of course.
No.
Oh.
Just blame your caddy. Already this year, former U.S. Open champ Ernie Els dumped his caddy, Ricky Roberts. Last month, Tiger Woods said goodbye to his caddy, Fluff Cowan, who had been with Woods when he won 10 tournaments in 18 months. And now, Mark O'Meara, who won the Masters and British Open last year, but finished tied for 31st in this past week's Masters, has fired his caddy, Jerry Higginbotham. Said Higginbotham, I'm shocked and in major disbelief. That's all you do. You're going bad? Get rid of the caddy.
That's all.
He's out. It's the caddy's fault he missed the shot.
Scapegoat.
That's why Greg Norman missed those. It's this caddy. That's it.
I hear you.
Remember the Liverpool soccer player Robbie Fowler, who immediately after scoring a penalty kick last week against Everton, got down on all fours, put a finger to his nostril, and pretended to snip the white line?
No.
Well,
No, we don't remember that.
you don't remember that?
No.
Well, that's what happened.
Oh, okay.
And apparently the British have no sense of humor.
Right.
Fowler has been suspended 6 games without pay and fined $5,000. And O.J. Simpson says he was cut on the hand yesterday while apparently struggling with a gunman during a botched robbery, while Simpson was changing his shoes in the parking lot of a Los Angeles golf course. What was Simpson doing in the parking lot? he was still looking for the real killers.
That'll be fine.
Hey, can't tell your players without a scorecard. Forget it. If you're a New York Mets fan, the cost of a scorecard at Shea Stadium is now $4. And that doesn't include the pencil.
Oh, my God.
No pencil with the scorecard. A company spokesman says, however, you can buy a Mets pen for $5. Pay $9 to keep scoring a game. Forget about it.
Don't they have a scoreboard out there?
Yeah.
Well, look at that.
That's it. Free.
Jesus, 8 till the hour now.
Here now on the Imus in the Morning program, another excerpt from the Bill Clinton Diaries.
Dear Diary, well, at first I thought she was my friend, you know, because she threw out the Paula Jones case, but now Judge Susan Weber Wright has found me guilty of contempt just because I lied about my relationship with Monica in my deposition in the trial where I lied about my relationship with Paula. I guess I could spin it all with one of those, it depends on what your definition of contempt is, because if there's one thing I'm starting to develop a haughty disdain for, it's women. They're either taking me to court or making me pay them exorbitant amounts of money or getting me impeached. Man, women really do suck. And not just in the good way. Love, Bubba.
Hello, darling.
Imus in the morning.
Copyright 1999 CBS Radio. All rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and Westwood One Entertainment. And you know what? It still sucks.
This concludes the entertainment and revenue-generating portion of your broadcast day. We now return you to the rest of your local programming schedule, an indecipherable embarrassment of broadcasting incompetence that compelled the station to subscribe to the Imus in the Morning program in the first place. The entertainment and revenue-generating portion of the broadcast day, the Imus in the Morning program, will resume tomorrow morning. Check your local listings for time and schedule.
Day, every day, keep your radio locked in to the Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting station. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning, it's 10:05. I'm Joe Tolleson.
And this one is about kids and pets and a situation that we can all understand, whether we have kids or pets or neither. It's from a man in Cincinnati, Ohio, and here's what he writes. Dear Casey, this may seem to be a strange dedication request, but I'm quite sincere, and it'll mean a lot if you play it. Recently, there was a death in our family. He was a little dog named Snuggles, but he was most certainly a part of... Let's start again. From coming out of the record. Play the record, okay?
Yeah.
Please.
Starting to lose it here now.
See, when you come out of those up-tempo damn numbers, man, it's impossible to make those transitions.
Here we go.
And then you got to go into somebody dying.
Yeah.
You know, they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for, but damn it, if we can't come out of a slow record, I don't understand it.
Right.
Is Don on the phone?
No, he's not.
Okay, I want a damn concerted effort to come out of a record that isn't a up-tempo record every time I do a damn death dedication. Now, make it, and I also want to know what happened to the pictures I was supposed to see this week.
Right.
It's a last damn time. I want somebody to use his brain to not come out of a damn record that is that's up tempo, and I got to talk about a dog dying.
Ponderous, man.
Ponderous, man.
Yeah.
Ponderous, ponderous.
Casey Kasem. And a tape that is easily 12 years old.
Yeah.
And that's about the 115th time it's been played on this program.
Over the years.
Over those years, yeah. It's now even available on CD. Been able to get a hold of Hinckley?
Not yet. We've been efforting it, however.
Yeah, well, I'm David Hinckley. I mean, we're not going to beat him up because we like him, but...
Right.
And this may be some subtle joke that he's playing on poor little old Opie and Anthony.
Could be.
You know, thinking these two guys think they... But, that's ponderous.
What's going on? This is Paul Rosenberg, your faithful attorney at law. Listen, I listened to the rough copy of your album, and, I just got to be honest with you. Can you tone it down a little bit? Because there's only so much I can explain. Give me a call.
Slim Shady, brain dead like Jim Brady. I'm a M80, you little like that Kim lady. I'm buzzing, dirty dozen, naughty rotten rhymer. Cursing that you play is worse than Morty Schottenheimer. You whacking in the mother you bitch your style from. You ain't gonna sell 2 copies if you press a double album. Admit it, it. While we coming out in the open, I'm doing acid, crack, smack, coke, and smoking dope then. My name is Marshall Mathers, I'm an alcoholic. I have a disease and they don't know what to call it. Better hide your wallet, cause I'm coming up quick to strip your cash. Bought a ticket to your concert to come and whip your ass. Bitch, I'm coming out swinging so fast that'll make your eyes spin. You getting knocked the fuck out like Mike Tyson. The proof is in the pudding, cause that's the Sean Holman. I'll slit your mother don't worse than Ron Goldman. So when you see me on your block with 2 blocks screaming the world like Tupac, just don't give up. Talking this behind my back, dirty Mac and telling your boys that I'm on crack, just don't give up. So put my tape back on the rack, go run and tell your friends my shit is whack. I just don't give up. But see me on the street and duck, cause you gon' get stuck, stolen, snuck, cause I just don't give up.
Imus in the morning.
Other than a church.
All right, sit down, shut up, and take notes, brother, because it's time for a Hollywood Hogan harangue. And for once, it ain't against the I-Man. I can't believe it myself, but this time, Hollywood's actually sticking up for you. This MSNBC's got some nerve banging out on you, brother, in favor of that cadre of comatose correspondents, those heinous haircut hammerheads. Why they think that the 14 people who actually watch this little closed-circuit security camera of current events would prefer to look at some computer-generated map of Transylvania, while some time-delayed audio feed of a staticky phone call made from the lobby of a 4-star hotel by a jerky journalist who's got his driver's license photo stuck to your screen, then the I-Man with his bag of tricks and wacky sidekicks is beyond me. They actually think I'd rather look at John Siegenthaler's hair helmet and those news pigs they got sitting around that set that looks like a cross between a Starbucks coffee shop and the evil lair of a James Bond villain, when the I-Man's playing the old dogs and Slim Shady and showing pictures of the ranch and that hot steaming wife of his. It's ponderous, brother, just ponderous. What kind of insight is John Siegenthaler going to give me that could possibly be less tedious than the one the I-Man's going to get from Jim Michalczewski on the phone? They make it sound like you don't have your own newsman there in the studio with you. I get all the information I need from Chuck, brother. That madman McCord don't leave nothing out, because he's the Walter Whistler whoop-ass. And if I want to see that Martian-looking lap dancer Chris Jansen, I'll go down to Scores.
Hollywood Hogan and angry. Hollywood Hogan here on the Imus in the Morning program. By the way, Hollywood and Rob Bartlett and Bart List and all of them will be appearing at the Maryland Theater in Hagerstown, Maryland on Saturday, April 24th. So I want to plan on that if you're going to be up there. I think we're going to be up there as well that weekend, so on Friday probably. So if you want to see Rob and the Pigettes, call them at 301-790-2000. And once again, here from Santa Fe, New Mexico, is the general ranch manager of the Imus Ranch, Fred Imus. So
Those Serbs make their tanks look just like tractors, don't they?
well, Fred, those are tractors.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
Well, we've solved that refugee problem for sure.
How's that, Fred?
Because we're just going to bomb them.
Well, no, I
can't take care of them. Let's kill them.
I just don't think that.
Wait a minute.
I just don't think that's what we. No, not that. That's not what we had in mind. Dog face. So, how are your ducks doing?
The ducks are fine, and I take about 10 out every night.
Right.
And put them in the bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
And they swim around. You know, you'd think. Here's what you'd think. You know, you'd think that you put a duck in and they'd all act the same.
Right.
But they don't do that. Some of them you put in, and they think they have to move their feet real fast. They don't realize they can float, some of them.
Yeah.
So they move their feet real fast.
Right.
Then others you put in there, they just kind of barely move their feet, and they realize right away they can float.
Sure.
So
why don't you try getting in a bathtub?
Why don't you get in there with them, yeah.
Move anything.
And then when you try to catch them to get them out, they just, like an F-16, man, they just take a dive under the water.
How many ducks do you have?
About 30.
30 ducks.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm wondering is, if I take 10 ducks a night and put them in a tub,
right?
What is the mathematical deal of me eventually getting all the ducks in the water, or am I just getting the same 10 ducks?
Oh, no.
Well, if there's a formula for that, what's the chances of me getting 10 different ducks each night so they all get in the water? I'm not just picking maybe 7 or 8 of the same ducks.
Why don't you take a magic marker?
Yeah.
And just put a little dot on a foot or right on the head or something.
That's a very good idea.
Tag them or something.
Tag them, yeah. Because I want them all to,
Yeah.
To have the fun.
When are we taking them out to the ranch, put them in a stock tank out there?
Well, when I get bigger.
Oh, okay.
I got to build a little duck house for them.
And what's going to keep coyotes or bobcats or birds or stuff from, or hawks or those other birds from eating them?
Well, that's one problem I haven't solved yet. But
Worth a shot.
when they get bigger,
yeah.
They'll get bigger. The hawks won't bother them. It's just you couldn't take them out at this age because they'd just be, the hawks would kill them all.
Mm.
So you have to wait till they're kind of full grown, and then you have to give them cover so they can escape.
Oh, sure.
I mean, they can fly, but I may clip their wings if I can protect them. You can't clip their wings unless you can protect them.
Sure. That would be about like a bunch of refugees in a convoy there in Kosovo.
Yeah.
So. Just pretty much sitting ducks.
I didn't know John Deere was making their tanks.
That's fine, Fred. I have to go.
All right.
I love you.
Love you,
It's 23 to the hour.
So I can't get around it. So low, you can't get under it. Get under so high, you can't get over it. Can't get over it. Imus in the morning.
Well, I've been telling you for the past 4 years about JNR Music and Computer World. If you don't know by now, JNR is 10 mini stores in one, covering an entire city block in Lower Manhattan at 23 Park Road across from City Hall. JNR's extensive collection of audio, video, music, office equipment, computers will give any shopper a great deal to choose from. If you can't visit JNR, there are two.
Here's Warner Wolf. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, Warner. Good morning. Thank you, I-Man. The Simus in the Morning Sports Report is brought to you by New York, New Jersey Subaru dealer. NBA last night, in overtime, the Knicks leading the Wiz 89-86 with 2.5 minutes to go. Were outscored 9-0 the rest of the way.
Yay!
And lost to the Wiz 95-89. After the game, Patrick Ewing, who didn't play with a bad Achilles, shrugged off the loss and said, "You can't beat the Wiz." Hakeem Olajuwon became only the 8th player in NBA history to score 10,000 field goals. That's a lot of shots in one game.
Isn't that football?
The Rockets beat Vancouver 102-85. And the Hawks beat the Celtics 77-70. Katembe Mutombo had a triple-double. 16 points, 17 rebounds, and 3 broken noses. Where is all the pitching gone?
I don't know.
Well, last night, Montreal and the Yankees had 17 hits. Cleveland, the Astros, and Pirates, 14 hits. The Tigers, 13 hits. And 4 other teams had 12 hits.
Good Lord.
Watered-down pitching.
That's it.
Yankees 7 in a row beat the Orioles 14-7. Knobloch went 5 for 6. However, in this game, Hideki Irabu came on in the 7th inning and turned an 8-2 ball game into an 8-7 game. Perhaps pitching himself into the bullpen permanently. After the game, a diplomatic Don Zimmer.
I don't think you can judge a guy on one bad performance. We saw him pitch last year some real great games, and again, we'll just wait and see how things go.
Not exactly a vote of confidence for Irabu.
Dropping a bomb on him.
Called a fat toad by George Steinbrenner, but later apologized and said he's not fat. National League, John Franco became only the 2nd man in history to get 400 saves as the Mets beat the Marlins 4-1. Franco is 78 saves behind the all-time leader Lee Smith. Not to take anything away from Franco, he has earned his saves, but you even get a save today if you face the tying run on deck. That's right, on deck.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. So you get a save for possibly facing a guy who might not even get up.
Boo.
Change the rule.
Change. Who says you can't go home?
Nobody.
I don't.
CBS Sports is bringing back Dan Deerdorf,
What?
who left CBS 12 years ago for ABC for Monday Night Football. Deerdorf will team with Vern Lundquist on CBS's #2 NFL team.
Can Jimmy the Greek be far behind?
Hello.
As you know, St. John's sophomore Ron Artest announced Tuesday he was turning pro, and yesterday at a Duke press conference, sophomore Elton Brand announced he would become the first player on a Mike Krzyzewski coach team to leave school early and turn pro. Change the rule.
Right now.
If you're leaving school early and in effect turning your back on your teammates and your school, Just get out.
Beat it.
Get out.
Don't
leave.
Don't come back.
Don't hang around.
Don't look back.
And stop using the university's facilities for a press conference.
right.
Just
Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah.
The owner of the Salt Lake Buzz, the Minnesota Twins AAA Farm Club, has been named in a sexual harassment suit.
Uh-oh.
80-year-old Joe Buzis has been accused by front office worker Heather Allwine of sexual harassment, saying when she refused Buzis' sexual advances, she was demoted and not seriously considered as general manager. When asked for a comment, said Buzis, "Buzz off." Finally,
Boo of the week. That's a boo of the week.
Finally,
Change the sportscaster.
Get the hook.
Finally,
I'm out of the room. I can hear what's going on in here, and I don't approve of it, but please proceed.
Finally, if you thought you won the fight,
Yeah.
put it this way. So you thought you won the fight, right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Wrong. Undefeated light heavyweight Derek Harmon thought he was still undefeated when he left the Las Vegas ring 12 days ago against Greg Wright.
Sure.
After one judge voted for each fighter and a third judge called it a draw, thus making the fight a draw.
Fine.
Hey.
But hold on.
Okay.
It seems that the judge who scored it a draw, 95-95, made a mistake on his card and actually had Wright winning the fight by 1 point, 96-95, thus making Wright the winner.
Yeah.
As a result, the president of the Nevada Athletic Commission had to call Harmon 2 days after the fight to tell him he had lost.
You lost.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Harmon picks up the phone. The guy says,
Okay, we got that.
"Hey,
we got it.
Derek, how you doing?
We have
Okay."
it. We have it.
Order.
It's 13 to the hour here in the episode. We know how the conversation went. We don't need the Warner to recreate this thing for us. I don't care. You're a creep. Thank you very much for that fine report, Warner. You know, here's the thing I've noticed about the Yankees. There's an observation I've made is that when the Yankees take the field, they're already ahead 2-0.
Man, they're such an idiot. It just is embarrassing.
And these other teams, I mean,
Oh,
it
my
reminds me of like when the Bulls, remember when the Bulls were going, you know, these teams were terrified of them.
What
and
is
you
the
can
matter
just,
with you?
You can just see the looks on the faces of the opponents of these New York Yankees. As, for example,
What, do you got a script? Did he leave you a script?
Writing
did
that
who
down
leave me a
on me?
script?
Did Francesa leave you the script from yesterday?
Francesa?
Did he leave you the script from yesterday afternoon in your office when he informed you of all of these things that you're now parroting back? Did he just leave you the script? Is that what you're reading? You got the script over there?
I'd forgotten that you were in the office.
Well, of course I was in the office.
Jeez.
Idiot.
So Francesa, the sports doctor, came in and made the observation about the Yankees, and
You just repeated it.
And everything
Yes, I did.
else.
Oh, man. See, I thought these were coming from you.
Oh,
no.
I'm disillusioned.
But of course, in last night's game, well, you could clear evidence last night.
Yeah.
The Yankees are up 8-2. The Fat Toad gives up 5 runs, so it's 8-7. But, I mean, the Yankees come right back and score 5 more runs, and they then subsequently scored a couple more, and they won 14-7.
They're killers.
I mean, it's just they didn't even look concerned about
That's
it.
right. You get close to us, here's what we'll do.
Yeah, now what?
6 more runs.
And, you know, one night we have Knobloch kicking the ball all over the infield, and the next night he goes 5 for 6.
Yeah.
What?
So, it's unbelievable. Who was that guy playing third base last night for the Yankees? What's his
Clay
name?
Bellinger. Guy's 30 years old, 10 years in the minor leagues.
Guy's got a cannon
Isn't
for
it?
an arm. Did you see that
Yeah.
first base?
Yeah.
Whew,
What a great story.
Sure can't throw.
man.
10 years in the
But you can
minors.
just see these other teams are just terrified.
Yeah.
Well,
yes, you can.
It's a huge advantage the Yankees have.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're ahead 2-0 before the game starts. Well, we'll be at Mohegan Sun tomorrow morning. Warner will be with us, by the way. And, you know, getting to Mohegan Sun is fairly simple. Take exit 79A off Interstate 395 in Uncasville, Connecticut. We'll be in a Wolf Den. Y'all come up there and see us. Maybe roll them bones. Check out the Auto Body Express store there. Go over to the Citgo station, fill your machine up. Check out the fresh baked goods from Granny Squanet's oven. it's, to call this a gas station would be like calling Mohegan Sun just a casino. Check them out on the web, mohegansun.com. And we'll see you in the morning. Exit 79A, Interstate 395, in Uncasville Casino. Mohegan Sun win a big wampum. They've got the Players Club card deal that you can join, and then when you gamble, you accumulate points which you can use to buy stuff at the Autobahn Express or fill your car up with gas, so even if you lose, you win. Bill Culp Jr. Ford and Bill Culp Jr. Subaru. Subaru is a new dealership of Bill's, and it's a very nice guy, and I guess maybe it's because, I know him and I've known him for a number of years, and I like him very much. He's just a very nice man, and he runs a big-time, legitimate, decent, honest car dealership. And he's one of the best truck specialists in the country. I mean, Fred and I have been buying these Ford pickups from him since 1994. I bought that maybe even before that, but I bought my first Ford truck from him then. That F-150 Lightning pickup that I still have, by the way. Actually, I leased it for a while, and then I've ultimately bought it. So, anyway, it's a great dealers. Route 303 in Rockland County. Bill Culp Jr. Ford, Bill Culp Jr. Subaru. Call them, get a price quote on anything up there. 914-359-7777. They stock the new 1999 SVT Cobra, convertibles, coupes. They got it all, y'all. Bill Culp Jr. Subaru, Rockland's new and only Subaru dealership. He's got over 750 Fords, Ford trucks, all that stuff on a Ford dealership. He's got over 250 new Subarus and pre-owned imports available, so we're talking about a guy with over 1,000 cars and trucks, over 1,000 cars and trucks within a mile of each other. Unbelievable. Bill Culp Jr. Ford. Well, why would Fred and I buy trucks from him? We wouldn't, that's all. So that's why I'm recommending you do. Hey, if you're looking for the technology of a serious camera, but the spontaneity of a point and shoot, now you does not be having to choose between the two. The automatic Nikon Pronea S is the best of both worlds. The Nikon Pronea S is not just a camera, it's a new kind of camera. It's a serious SLR with interchangeable zoom lenses from Nikon. Now, Nikon's the 35mm camera that I use and have for 20 years, maybe more. They're just I just love those old F2s and F3s, and I've got a new F5. They're just great. They're just great cameras. The lenses are great, and these new cameras they make are the Pronea S, and those cameras are fabulous cameras. And it's a great company. They're a great company. And they have these new advanced photo system, 3-picture format cameras and stuff, and the Nikon Pronea S, the easiest, most versatile SLR Nikon has ever made. The Nikon Pronea S, serious camera technology, compact size, 3-picture formats, and interchangeable zoom lenses. So you visit your authorized Nikon dealer, they take the world's greatest pictures, yours.
We need to talk about our relationship.
What shall we search for?
MSNBC, along with, of course, teaching over Georgetown. You're the first person MSNBC's hired who's not a blonde former female federal prosecutors. You know that?
I've actually got to stop by Georgetown Hospital this afternoon for a few quick procedures and a bottle of peroxide.
You're going to grow the beard back?
No. My wife likes it off. I decided if she wanted a fresh face, it ought to be mine.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
There's an article in the New York Post wondering where is Rather and Brokaw and Jennings. How come they're not over there? Why aren't they?
Yeah. Well, go figure.
They just put a note up on MSNBC. John Hockenberry is there. Oh, okay. Shut up.
Sure, send the cripple over.
Yeah.
Right. So Brokaw can stay home and go to the Knicks game. Send the brother and the cripple.
That's a great idea.
I'll sit next to Spike Lee at the Knicks game.
All right, let me talk to you about Chop House platters from TGI Fridays. Check this out. Thick Chicago-style cuts of meat, filet mignon, chicken, salmon, pork served on a sizzling skillet with potatoes and vegetables. Each Chop House platter is made to your order, assuring that the taste will be out of this world. If you need more, well, TGI Fridays also has a Chop House apple crisp for dessert, all brought to your taste by the friendliest waitstaff around. The TGI Fridays Chop House platters. Try one today. You'll be back tomorrow.
Throughout all his victories,
The Bulls have done it!
They point out to Bertrand Russell, the flaws in the mathematician's checkbook balancing techniques. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yo, mama.
Oh, yeah?
Then there's Big Don's own persona of omnipotence. While clearly smart, his tendency to smarmily pontificate on the issues of the day is painfully self-aggrandizing. In painfully self-aggrandizing fashion, after which his court losers respond with a sort of anxiety-driven cackling associated with yes persons immemorial is migraine-inducing.
Wow. Take a pill.
Pass the leave.
Yeah.
On the other hand, when Imus actually interviews someone respectable, the show's pretty damn interesting.
Huh.
Well, I don't know what to do.
I don't either.
I guess quit. I guess he's concerned that we're going to Mohegan Sun tomorrow. This is what has prompted this.
I get it.
He can't understand why anybody would show up for this. Well, you know, Rick, there's not much to argue with in your column.
You got it nailed, brother.
You pretty much got it hammered, so. You know, it isn't funny. It's, you know.
Sophomoric.
It is, yeah. And lame.
Some entrance and occasionally an interesting interview.
Well, that's about what the show is. That really is it.
Thanks for listening.
A bunch of suck-ups working here.
You just nailed it.
You ride boss, that kind of stuff, so you...
You're right about that.
This is not a revelation, Rick, you know.
So, not at all.
I don't know what to say. Well, there's nothing to say.
No, there's not a word.
No.
Speaking of all that, there's a 20% sale going on at the Autobot Express.
Now, there's a good deal.
Everything. And there's an Autobot Express store, by the way, at Mohegan Sun.
Does it get any better than that?
It doesn't get any better, does it? Yeah. And Fred's Southwest Salsa is available at all Stop and Shop, Shop and Save, Grand Union, Demoulas, and Shaw supermarkets.
Say you're kidding me, man.
And, you know, these supermarket chains all over the country, we're ordering at 2 and 3 reorders of this stuff, so. Call Fred this morning, 1-800-272-1957. The Autobot Express, coincidentally, is sponsored by Night Williams.
Yeah, this is Fred with the P, Imus, man. How you doing, Imus, in the morning, man?
I'm good, Jason.
Yo, Imus, let me do a shout-out to my boy Khalid over at the Rahway State Prison before we get started. Yo, Khalid, keep strong, man. 12 and a half to 25 ain't nothing, yo. You know what I'm saying? I got a beef with Patrick Ewing, man.
What is the beef?
Yeah, I don't like him, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't like what he did to the players in the strike. I'm sick of the whole Knicks thinking they dominate New York, especially Ewing. I'm going to play Ewing tonight like a cat plays with a cockroach. You know what I'm saying?
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Tonight, Jason Williams will sink the missing link, man. That's what I'm saying. Tonight, Ewing's going to look like Tina Turner used to look back in the 70s, man. You know what I'm talking about,
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Have you named your own price at Priceline.com yet? Thousands of people use it every single day. That's because from New Haven, Connecticut. Good morning, George.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
I heard you guys compared Caleb to the jerk down in Florida.
Well, I think the stories were similar in that they're both athletes caught with drugs.
Yeah, we got a 20-year-old kid who has a misdemeanor and screws up for the first time. We put him in the same class with that other jerk.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point, I guess.
Charles had to be shot. I listen to the same thing every morning.
No. I think shot's a little strong, George, you moron. There's another lame song parody. Shot.
Banja Luka, Croatia. Ooh, I wanna take ya. Babushka, hey mama, here's a beach Baba. Embargo, Montenegro, maybe Sarajevo, Slovenia, cross the Adriatic Sea. There's a place called Kosovo. That's where we're gonna go to do away with them all. Time to make a stand. All you ethnic Albanians, don't you let Slobodan force you out into a no man's land. Stay down in Kosovo, Banja Luka, Croatia. Ooh, I wanna force the democracy. Yugoslavia is great as a place to start a World War III. Missiles taking flight, contrails on moonlit nights. Milosevic better hide or rethink his little genocide. Way down in Banja Luka, Croatia. Ooh, I wanna take ya, babushka, your mama. Such a pretty drama. Embargo, Montenegro, baby, why don't we go down to Kosovo? Kick some ass, then we'll kick some bone. That's where our bombs will go. Way down to Kosovo. A two's the tomb, we'll make 'em all go boom. Everybody knows a little place like Kosovo. Now if you wanna go and do away with them all, go down to Kosovo. Banja Luka, Croatia. Ooh, I wanna take ya, babushka, your mama. Such a pretty drama. Embargo, Montenegro, baby, why don't we go down to Kosovo? Kick some ass, then we'll kick some bone. That's where our bombs will go. Way down to Kosovo. Banja Luka, Croatia. Ooh, I wanna take ya,
Program here is M&M.
Hey, what's going on? This is Paul Rosenberg, your faithful attorney at law. Listen, I listened to the rough copy of your album, and, I just got to be honest with you. Can you tone it down a little bit? Because there's only so much I can explain. Give me a call.
Slim Shady, brain dead like Jim Brady. I'm a M80, you little like that Kim lady. I'm buzzing, dirty dozen, naughty rotten rhymer. Cursing at you players worse than Morty Schottenheimer. You whacking in the mother you bitch your style from. You ain't gonna sell 2 copies if you press a double album. Admit it, it. While we coming out in the open, I'm doing acid, crack, smack, coke, and smoking dope then. My name is Marshall Mathers, I'm an alcoholic. I have a disease and they don't know what to call it. Better hide your wallet, cause I'm coming up quick to strip your cats. Bought a ticket to your concert to come and whip your ass. Bitch, I'm coming out swinging so fast that'll make your eyes spin. You getting knocked the out like Mike Tyson. The proof is in the pudding, this ass is don't hold me. I'll slit your mother no worse than Ron Goldman. So when you see me on your block with 2 blocks screaming the world like Tupac, just don't give up. Talking this behind my back, dirty Mac, and telling your boys that I'm on cry, just don't give up. So put my tape back on the rack. Go run and tell your friends my shit is whack. I just don't give up. But see me on the street and duck, cause you gon' get stuck, stolen, and snuck, cause I just don't give up. I'm up in the morning.
Fooling us, Imus. Fuji Films, family of films. Extraordinary films that deliver extraordinary pictures. Fuji Color Superior Film delivers crisp, bright pictures. Available. Hello?
High school. And he's also had a problem with his ex-wife, who he married in high school.
I don't know what you're talking about here.
Khalid, you remember the guy called and said, what are you doing comparing the Connecticut store to Lawrence Taylor? Is his first time being in trouble?
Oh, you mean to Daryl Strawberry?
No, the Connecticut player.
Yeah, the Khalid El-Amin.
Yeah, but he got in trouble for drugs in high school as well.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he was supposed to go to Wisconsin, and he had a lot of problems off the court, and he didn't go, so he went to Connecticut for a fresh start away from home.
Yeah.
This is the same kid who beat his wife, He married when he was a junior in high school. His parents allowed it, so it's not the first time. So the caller should find out the facts.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Michelle, for...
Hey, and can I tell you something?
Yeah.
The tatter flag, isn't that really ironic that you have a tatter face?
Hey, Michelle, baby.
Shut up.
Going out with a bang.
Yeah. That's just great, Michelle.
Oh, and have a great day.
Okay, Michelle's jumping on. Here's Joe the cop in Brooklyn. Good morning, Joe.
Morning, Don. I prefer, if you don't mind, law enforcement engineering technician.
Oh, okay.
This Connecticut reporter, you want this guy taken out of the picture?
No, I don't have much of a quarrel with it. But I mean, we can't,
I got a couple of friends of mine in the police department that are crack shots. You could go up there and do the job for you.
There are millions of people who actually like Howard Stern, so, I mean, there's no accounting for, you just can't.
For bad taste.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
And I don't have much quarrel with this critique, frankly.
Okay.
So please go out and arrest somebody. Stop calling us. It's 16 to the hour here now.
Whoa, it's in the morning, 2020 sports. Here comes old Warner Wolf. Sports you can really sink your teeth into. All right. Good morning, Warner.
What are you doing?
Oh, you look like you were about to say.
No, I was. I was going to lip sync it and fool Warner. I told you earlier this morning to do this.
Oh,
Well,
you fooled me, though, too.
Oh, man. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning. Thank you, I-Man. This Imus in the Morning Sports Report is brought to you by Dial-A-Mattress Sealy. Where has all the pitching gone?
Who cares?
Last night, Montreal and the Yankees had 17 hits. Cleveland, the Astros, and the Pirates, 14 hits. Tigers, 13 hits. And 4 other teams had 12 hits.
Well,
Coincidence?
wait a minute. Cone had a pretty good outing. He gave up 2 runs. I forget how many hits, 4, 5, 6 hits, something like that. So Cone pitched well.
Cone pitched well.
It was that fat toad doofus Hideki Arabu who came in and pitched about like I would. I mean, man, that's just... Of course, the guy's confidence is at an all-time low, and we wasn't helped much last night, and heard Ken Singleton and who are the other guys that does the games?
Jim Cott.
Jim Cott saying that Zim and the other guy, Lee Davis lookalike Mel Stottlemyre, didn't want to take Hideki out because it would further diminish his ability to believe in himself. But, the fat moron gives up 5 runs, get out.
Sure. He's getting killed.
No, he was getting murdered, yeah. But the Yankees went on to, score 14 runs, as you just pointed out, because, as I have observed... the Yankees are...
Don't even start. This is your observation.
Yeah.
Astute observation.
It's almost as though the Yankees are it's 2-0 before the game starts. And these other teams, they play the Yankees waiting to lose. Waiting for something to happen that they're going to lose. And that's clearly what happened last night. And it continues to happen with these...
Well, the only exception...
You know what it reminds me of when the Bulls were on their own.
No kidding.
God, shut up.
These teams, they would go and they would expect to lose, and they would, most of the time.
Before they took the court.
Yes, absolutely.
It's unbelievable. Like a fighter fighting Joe Lewis.
Almost.
Thought he would lose.
Exactly the same situation, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Wish I had some reefer.
Cleveland won the 7th straight.
All Khalid.
Jose Canseco hit number 400.
That's great.
John Franco became the second man in history to get 400 saves. The Mets beat the Marlins. Franco,
Yeah, but, that's a dubious distinction because, as you perhaps know, you can get a save now if you just potentially...
Jesus.
That's right. You face the on-deck batter.
Absolutely.
The guy might not even play.
May not even get in the game.
And you're getting a save.
Absolutely.
Now, what kind of thinking is that?
Crazy.
Change
Change the rules.
You're on top of this stuff. I don't know where you come up with it.
Warner continues.
Absolutely right. The Padres and Rockies snowed out. Don't schedule a game in Denver till May.
That's all.
That's all.
That rule.
How about light heavyweight Derek Harmon?
What happened to him?
Thought he left the ring last week in Vegas against Greg Wright with a draw, only to find out 2 days later one of the judges made a mistake, costing him the fight.
Uh-oh.
So the president of the Nevada Boxing Commission, Mark Ratner, had to call Harmon and say, if you thought you fought to a draw 2 nights ago, you lost.
Yeah.
NBA last night, overtime, the Knicks leading by 89-86 with 2.5 to go were outscored 9-0 the rest of the way and lost to the Wiz. The Hawks beat the Celtics. Katembe Mutombo had
That proves, don't you?
What?
Nobody can beat the Wiz.
He remembers it. The man's an elephant.
Heard it enough times.
It's not like the first time you've run that up the flagpoles, you know what I'm saying, Warner? All right, here we go.
Well, as you know, St. John's sophomore Ron Artest announced Tuesday he was turning pro. Yesterday, Elton Brand of Duke turned pro.
A big mistake for Brand. Probably Artest,
Could
too.
be.
Yeah.
But here's where you should change the rule.
All right.
If you're leaving school early,
Yeah.
and in effect turning your back on your teammates and your school,
Yeah.
just get out.
Yeah.
We don't need a press conference.
No.
Don't use the school's facilities to tell us you're leaving.
Yeah.
Just leave.
Just get out.
Don't hang around.
No. Go get in your BMW that your agent gave you under
right.
the table and get out.
Get out now.
Yeah.
Big ritual. We don't need that.
Right.
Yeah.
The future is now. Get
Right.
out. NFL draft comes up Saturday. What about a change in defensive pass interference? From now on, instead of what amounts to a 50 or 60-yard penalty, right? Defensive pass interference.
Sure.
Just make it 15 yards.
Right.
It's not right that one play should cost you 50 or 60 yards, right?
I
So
agree.
maybe you can remember that one, and you'll come back and
Try that
finally.
tomorrow, yeah.
Finally, so the Olympic bribery scandals have cost the International Olympic Committee
We're not,
over. What's that?
We're not losing our choppers again.
No. The Olympic bribery scandals have cost the International Olympic Committee over $1 million in legal fees.
Oh, man.
That's right, investigating members taking bribes and conflict of interest. Upon hearing the news, said IOC President Juan Antonio Samarak, $1 million.
Yeah.
Maybe these lawyers would be interested in some Olympic tickets. Missing the Come on.
See this church, spoken of as Memphis Lighthouse, where the community gets together and gives God the praise. Tomorrow, look at somebody and say, I got my sight set on tomorrow. But I feel like Joshua in Joshua chapter 3, when he told Israel, he said, listen to me, sanctify yourself. In other words, get rid of your mess, put away your junk. And we still got some junk that we got to put away. You got to put away these frowns. You got to put away evil speaking. You got to put away gossip. Some of y'all got to put away the casino. Some got to put away homosexuality and lesbianism. Some of you still got to put away your smoke. Some of you got to put away your dope. Some of you got to put away your drinks. But the Lord says, sanctify. Clean yourself up. Because tomorrow, I'm going to do wonders among you. I can't come in your mess and do what I need to do. But if you sanctify yourself, if you clean up yourself, if you put away the filthiness of the flesh and quit walking after the flesh, but walk after the spirit, if you do it, tomorrow I'll do wonders among you. Tomorrow I'll cause the lame to leap. I'll open blinded eyes. I'll unstop deaf ears. I'll even raise the dead. Tomorrow I'm going to do wonders in your midst. Tomorrow.
Friends, even in your deepest despair, there is still hope.
So the morning program, well, NATO's now admitted, apparently this morning, that they, in fact, did inadvertently bomb this convoy of refugees, and they're, of course, sorry about it, but...
Yeah. Said it was a mix of refugee vehicles and military vehicles, and unfortunately...
They're still having, talked to Morton Dean, ABC News in Belgrade this morning. They're still having, of course, the rock concerts. And who are the groups at these rock concerts? Do we know, Lou? Or
Nope.
or it's just locals?
Find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Rather is he's over there raising hell.
Yeah.
And it's apparently gotten some difficulty and just racing around like a with his Target T-shirt on, and
nobody's happy to see him.
No, we fully expect Dan Rather to be handcuffed to one of those bridges out there with his Target T-shirt on.
Spread eagle.
Yeah.
Died down.
And Daryl Strawberry offered a hooker $50 last night. The hooker turned out to be a undercover cop in Tampa.
Whoops. That's
where Daryl's trying to get back in shape, recovering from colon cancer, and they decided to search Mr. Strawberry and found 0.3 of a gram of cocaine in his wallet. And Khalid El Amin, this basketball player from UConn, and not his first scrape with the law, was arrested the other day driving the red Cadillac with his teammate. I forget his name. Is
Hamilton.
Hamilton, yeah.
Hamilton.
Who?
Richard Hamilton.
Yeah, actually, a guy, probably the best player on the team.
Yeah.
And they, for whatever reason, Mr. El Amin had run a red light, and for whatever reason, the police officers decided to search him and his car, and they found a nickel bag of marijuana.
So he's in court this morning.
So he's going to be in court this morning trying to And the team, the coach, and everybody said they're going to deal with this internally to see if they can't.
You know, just trying to beat the library closing time or something?
Probably, yeah.
Sure.
And apparently he had been attending class that day in Storrs, Connecticut, which is about 30 miles from where he was arrested. But,
yeah.
Well, I don't know. And Pamela Anderson is having her breasts reduced for some reason, or having the balloons taken out.
Having the balloons taken out.
Right. So.
In fact, she had them taken out yesterday, I believe. So she's balloonless today.
It's another flat hole.
Right. And David Hinckley has discovered Casey Kasem's profanity-laced tirade about dead dogs. And
now available on...
Now available, by the way, at Tower Records. Soon to go platinum.
Imus! Copyright 1999 CBS Radio, all rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and Westwood One Entertainment. And I get up from under the desk now, Mr. Chump.
This concludes the entertainment and revenue-generating portion of your broadcast day. We now return you to the rest of your local programming schedule. An indecipherable embarrassment of broadcasting incompetence that compelled the station to subscribe to the Imus in the Morning program in the first place. The entertainment and revenue-generating portion of the broadcast day, the Imus in the Morning program, will resume tomorrow morning. Check your local listings for time and schedule.
All day, every day, keep your radio locked in to the Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York, an Infinity Broadcasting Station. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning. At 10 o'clock, this is Rich Ackerman, just days after receiving his World Series.
Well, I do a lot of speaking to these third-out executives.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah, just come back from Florida. Tries to raise their spirits, you know, with those wonderful Imus in the Morning stories.
Sure.
Last week I played with a guy who's damn near my new best friend, Sergeant Slaughter, the wrestler.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, terrific guy. He's made some bad investments, though, he told me.
Mm-hmm.
He invested in a halfway house for girls who won't go all the way. Enjoy, Liz. If your radio sounds funny in the morning, but you're listening to Imus in the Morning. This is the truth about Bernie in the cab. He drove a cab for 8 years. Is that not true, Bernie?
That's very true, yes.
He never picked up any passengers. He just needed a car.
Imus in the Morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
By now, you probably know that
they are.
Walking bird dog. Just a walking bird dog. If you don't know how to do it, show you how to walk bird dog. Come on now, come on. Imus in the Morning.
Well, it's time you were in control of your...
It was in every airplane.
I saw your movie after opening night on DirecTV. It was released in 7-Eleven. I was on a video. He was on a surveillance camera.
It was McDonald's for 99
Mexico
cents.
Starboard.
To be honest with you, I've been to Morocco.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I can't go in the tank for Carl Icahn or nobody.
Hideous kinky Kate Winslet sucks, according to Bob.
Here's the best movie of the week.
All right, here now. There's another movie.
Best movie, The Out-of-Towners.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Robert Evans film. Robert Evans, a real hero. Robert Evans is a great guy.
He swallows.
No, hey, he's not
It doesn't do anything.
He's got to wear full depend.
No. Robert Evans is a genius. He did Godfather. He's a good guy.
Goddaughter, too. Homo in the midst.
No, he didn't do Homo in the Midst. That was Gorilla in the Midst. Listen. This movie's
weak for me to pretend that I'm upset about things you're saying.
You know what's very weak?
You wouldn't be on if I were upset.
Don, you know what's very weak? My role. My money is all gone.
What about the movie? Now,
Goldie Hawn's outstanding. She's got a Lucy Arnaz quality to her. I'm telling you.
And you look like Desi on that.
Lucille Ball. She's wonderful. The other guy, I'm telling you, he's no Jack Lemmon.
What's the name of the movie?
The movie is The Out-of-Towners.
Did you like it?
I loved it. John Cleese steals the movie. He's in drag in the movie.
Yeah, that's what you like.
I liked it. He was in drag, but he was good.
Now, let me tell you something.
Who was that homo you were with last night?
A real objective view of this movie is they tried to duplicate an old Jack Lemmon movie.
Yeah.
They tried to do a duplication.
It's a funny movie.
It's not funny. And I got to agree with my friend there, my new best friend, Roger Fat Boy Homo Ebert. He gave it 1 star. I got to agree with him. For once, we're on the same route here. The movie's not funny. And I love Goldie Hawn. I think she's a cutie pie. The script sucked. His homo friend Evan sucked.
What are you talking
and don't
about?
waste your money.
Neil
Go see the
Simon.
original.
Neil Simon, it's a great movie. You don't like it.
Needle and Joe.
You don't know. You got nothing.
You're listening to 85.3 FM, and you just heard my 2 favorite bands, Filter and The Refreshments.
Shut up! Imus in the morning.
If you're a light and underneath the table where no one can see, he's going like this. Come on, come on, come on. More, make it dirtier, get worse. Why do you do that? Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You always do that.
No. I don't encourage the homophobic remarks.
You encourage everything.
No, you're a homo. I don't either.
Does it make me a bad person? No. God.
Now, where's Mitchell Edis, the guy who runs this place? Is he around here anywhere?
Yes, he is.
Okay, here's the deal. I want to gamble. So I've never gambled at a casino.
Yeah.
You gambled about 4 years ago when you got married.
I won, too, didn't I?
Yeah, way to go high.
You hit the lottery.
But what can I play? Did you gamble last night?
Yeah, a little blackjack. I hit slot machines.
And you won, what, $1,000?
$1,042.
You did?
Yeah.
They probably lost it, probably.
Not yet, but the day ain't over yet either.
Well, it's not.
No, I'll be gambling. I'll be giving it back as soon as I...
The bitch is counting it right now.
What?
No.
Is your wife here with you?
No.
No, because she's not.
No.
Where's she? In therapy.
She's probably heading for the jewelry store right now.
Oh,
she's
shit.
listening, yeah.
Okay. So if I were going to gamble, what should I...
Well,
keep it simple,
the slot machines are the easiest. I mean, the slot machines are the easiest, obviously.
Yeah.
You put your money in, you pull the handle, and you go home.
Hi, man. That's what Bo won big.
Bo won, yeah.
Bo won huge.
Bo won $250,000 playing a slot machine.
Hit jackpot.
Yeah.
You can make a lot of money in that rock, paper, scissor game, too.
Do I have to wheel you around from machine to machine, or Charles did that today?
Do you think it would make any difference to the people of Mohegan Sun? If all of the money I win, I'll give to the ranch. Why would anyway?
Well, they can't fix it. They can't arrange it.
They can't let me win?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You should play blackjack.
They can let you lose, but they can't let you win.
I mean, play the wheel. Play the wheel.
The
It's the easiest thing there is.
Big wheel,
Blackjack?
yeah.
No, the wheel. Roulette wheel.
The wheel, blackjack?
Oh, okay.
Just pick a number. Put it down, that's it.
Bald-headed Chia Pet.
He said the wheel.
Well, I misunderstood him.
I can't understand how you could do
How
that.
about an aneurysm?
Wheel, blackjack. By the way, that statue of Granny Squanner, I thought it was the Eye Man before.
It is the quarter to the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. A new wacky song parody from the Beach Whales coming up here on the Imus in the Morning program. Rob got his hands on a Beach Boy karaoke CD, which apparently has 10 cuts on it, right?
No, I recorded all that music myself.
so we're 3 cuts into exhausting that. Anyway, this morning's wacky song parody here on the Imus in the Morning program is Good Albanians, and that'll be coming up. Plus, General George S. Patton Jr. and privately with him, and they'll have some essay about something. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But it's time now for probably more hideous commercials, and then we'll go gamble here at Mohegan Sun.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bill Clinton is an addict, and you have to treat them that way.
Out of time. Sorry. Richard Neer, catch you next weekend. Stay tuned for Mike and Chris.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan, WFAN.
Get rescued from high... Collison with 2020 Sports and WFAN, the flagship station for New York Mets baseball. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the Fan, live at the theater at Madison Square Garden, covering the NFL Draft. Brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Toyota every day.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66. WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the Fan. Nothing can get by 'em. Turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog. WFAN.
Mike on the Mad Dog Radio program, live here at the NFL Draft on this Saturday morning, the 17th day of April, 1999. Nice to have you with us, talking about the world of sports. Lots cooking today. We'll get a few phone calls in as well as we chat with this NFL Draft. First pick of the Browns at 12 o'clock. Stevie Cohen, Mike Epstein. All the Draft Nick Central right here, Mike, at the theater at Madison Square Garden. And you're right, the big fella strolled in from lovely Manhattan on this Saturday morning. Hello there, Michael. How are you?
Boy, what a waste of time.
Last thing Mike wanted to see is I got to go work with Dog on a Saturday. Oh, my God.
And Dog, folks, here's his...
.027. And always rocked, always will. B, always rocked, always will. W.
You need cooling, baby, I'm not fooling. I'm gonna send you back to schooling. Way down inside.
Station identification announcements can be made in many ways.
102.7.
Let us listen to a few different types of station identifications.
NBW.
Fan Highway Patrol.
Imus in the morning, 2020 Sports, brother. Here's the WWF Wolf-ass Warner Wolf. Good morning, brother.
Good morning, Warner.
Good morning. Thank you.
What's the matter, Warner?
Well, I mean, you're sitting here and you play the recording.
Well, my voice hurts this morning.
Oh, okay.
My throat hurts, and this is not
just
everything's
sorry.
I'm tired.
I brought it up.
I don't know why I'm tired, but I'm just, well, whatever.
All right. Thank you. Good morning, I-Man.
Good morning, Warner.
Baseball. You remember last week the I-Man said other teams are afraid of the Yankees? Yeah. And when they take the field, the score is already 2-0 Yankees?
Well, right.
Well, something must be wrong with the scoreboard. The Yankees lost their 4th straight yesterday as the Tigers sweep the series 5-1. Seattle beat the Angels 8-5. 3 players were ejected following a brawl, and that was before the game. Bad news for the Orioles. They were not only shut out by Toronto, but first baseman Will Clark, hitting .370, broke his thumb on fielding a ground ball, and Cal Ripken, hitting .179, had to leave the team to have his bad back examined. The Red Sox lost to Tampa. Ace reliever Flash Gordon put on the disabled list. Canseco hit number 403. National League, the Braves scored 10 runs in the 9th inning. They had 24 hits, beat the Rockies 20-5. Most runs by a Braves team since they moved to Atlanta 33 years ago. And the Astros used 4 outfielders when Mark McGwire came up in the 4th inning, but it didn't help. Here's Mike Shannon of KMOX.
Swing and a fly ball into the left field bleachers. And there it is, home run number 5. Gotta have one in the bleachers. They got 4 outfielders out there.
4 outfielders. Like softball.
Yeah.
Well, not enough, obviously. No. Put 6 guys out there. All right? Just leave a pitcher, catcher, and a first baseman. Put 1 guy in the seats. 38-year-old Wayne Gretzky, maybe the greatest hockey player of all time, called it quits yesterday after 21 years as a professional. Gretzky retires holding every major scoring record in the National Hockey League. Here's Gretzky's final point in the National Hockey League game as called by WFAN's Spencer Ross.
Gretzky shovels a pass to Snyder. Out in front to Leach and drive. Leach with the goal. Wayne Gretzky with the assist. And the Rangers have tied it at 1-1, and the crowd at its feet.
Rangers lose 2-1. Dallas defenseman Darian Hatcher.
Thanks a lot, Wayne. Nice work. Get out.
Good for nothing.
Nice for nothing, exactly.
2-1.
Come on here. Go ahead, Warner.
NBA, the hottest team in basketball, the Jazz made it 11 in a row, beating the Wolves 97-76. Nets over the Sixers. Allen Iverson hit only 2 out of 17 from the field, and his teammate Theo Ratliff 1 out of 10. That's 3 out of 27 between them.
Good grief.
Come on,
What's
get
that?
some shooters in there. The Spurs, down by 23 in the second quarter, made it 9 of 11, beat the Rockets 86-83 on Mario Elli's shot at the buzzer. Here's Jay Howard of WOAI.
7 seconds left. Johnson driving. Avery out to David. David and Mario Ellie for a 3. Bang! Mario Ellie with a 3, and he has taken his former team and stuffed them.
He stuffed them.
All right.
Finally,
Whoopee.
in case you missed it over the weekend, Saints' Mike Ditka gave up all of his draft choices and his first and third round picks for next year to the Redskins so he could pick Heisman Trophy winner Ricky Williams. Why did Ditka make the deal?
I don't know.
Because the future is now.
That's right.
Not last year.
No.
Not next year.
No.
The future is now.
Change the rule. Tim Couch where's he from?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. He went number 1 to Cleveland.
Yep. Right.
And, in fact, 2 or 3 quarterbacks went
First 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So. Well, my brother's a big Cleveland Browns fan for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Myers
He's not
loyal.
from Cleveland.
Yeah, but he has been for years, right?
Yeah. So
Huh.
that's that. What that deal's all about. So.
The interesting was the Colts passed on Ricky Williams and picked another running back.
I wonder why.
I don't know, but that's a good story. They picked the young man from Miami, passed on Ricky Williams. Now, you know, just because you're a Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, we're saying that.
Right? Doesn't mean it's an automatic great in the National Football League. No, sir.
Very
What I'm
true.
saying.
Okay, do the Yankees play tonight? No.
No.
They don't.
No.
So.
They can't lose.
No, I understand that, Warner. But well, what am I supposed to watch tonight? After McNeil there, so.
Well, you have your favorite team, the Knicks.
They're playing tonight.
You know, it was funny. We said last Friday at the Mohegan Sun, we said...
Did you gamble there, by the way?
No.
Okay.
No, went right home.
Okay.
We said that we played Wayne Gretzky, and he was talking about retiring, and he said only a miracle between now and Saturday would keep me playing.
Right.
So I said, this just in, a miracle. Hideki Arabu has pitched 2 scoreless innings. Well, Friday night, he pitched 3 hitless innings.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. 3 hitless innings in relief.
It's a miracle.
Isn't that something?
And they still lost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe he's not a fat toad anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
They need more than Hideki.
well, they got to win, though. I mean,
Sure.
All right. Clearly, this is just not working out here this morning, is it?
What are you talking about?
In his first hour.
Come on,
it's just,
man.
But I mean, maybe it'll pick up, and just who knows.
Imus in the morning.
Wow, Bill, so many of our friends.
Political analyst, the late Richard M. Nixon.
Indeed. And thank you very much, as always, Imus in the morning,
Shut up.
for the opportunity to share with you my thinking on this situation in Kosovo, Yugoslavia, based on my extraordinary command of the foreign affairs arena. So, the Nixon judgment, after long and careful study, is simply this. We are screwed. Box score, Bloody Balkans Butcher, 800,000, based on the number of wandering Kosovars, shall we say, and Bumbling Butt Munch Bubber, 0. God, what a mess. Do you recall the stated rationale for this idiocy? To protect the ethnic Albanians in Kosovo. And what do we have? Well, the only ethnic Albanians that remain in Kosovo are in chain gangs, digging graves like moles on crack to stick dead ethnic Albanians in, to keep from getting a bullet in the back of the head themselves. And Madeleine Albright, Sandy Berger, Bill Cohen, and moron number 1, Bubber, our hero from Hope, keep telling us that we're winning. We're degrading Milosevic's ability to conduct war. Then can you explain to me what the hell it is that he is conducting? Is he playing Parcheesi? Are all of those people lined up at the border waiting for a Sting concert in Macedonia? Am I missing something? I mean, the people in this administration make me look like I had surrounded myself with nothing but Einsteins, for God's sake. So here's what we're doing in our next tactical steps, J.D. Bomb them harder, of course, because that's worked to such great effect. And do the one thing that I must confess might stand some chance of turning the tide. Send in, no, not ground troops, send in Hillary. As God is my witness, that's under serious consideration, dude. Sending the first enabler over there to Albania to check out refugees, thereby maintaining the long-standing Clinton White House tactic. When you have just completely stepped on your pecker, hug somebody. Fire victim, tornado victim, whatever. God almighty. Although I must confess, Dono, just the sight of that keg-leg cow landing in the region might be enough to make Milosevic reconsider, well, everything. Yeah. Hell, take Kosovo. Just get her the hell out of here. And then, now get this, and then the other thing we've done for those pathetic columns of human misery streaming out of Kosovo, freezing cold, raining, mom starving in the wheelbarrow under the Kmart drop cloth. You know what aid the United Nations Population Fund sent in? And this is true.
No, what?
Condoms. There you go. Let them eat condoms. And you wonder why we're withholding dues from that farce? Well, although I suppose if they've got the reservoir ends, they could make dandy little rain hats, huh? Maybe Dick Holbrook and Maddie Albright and the gang aren't so stupid after all. Okay, closing note, J.D. According to German sources, Milosevic's Kosovo Jamboree People Purge was formulated late last year under the code name Horseshoe. I'm sure you get the distinct impression, as I do, after seeing our campaign in operation, that it must be operating under the code name Horse. Ouch! Did you beep that? Harsh, but on the money in the Dick Scope today. From Dick Nixon, himself a former commander-in-chief of these very same United States.
Love the traditional clothes they wear and those colorful babushkas in their hair. Oh, then I think of that burden, sir, and I send a few more missiles through the air. He's picking on good Albanians. He's giving them palpitations. He's picking on good Albanians. He's bringing them devastation. He's picking on good Albanians. He's picking up our nation. He's picking on good Albanians. He's causing a mass migration. We can't allow the atrocities and the way he treats those helpless refugees. the map with that butcher. Gotta keep those loving good Albanians.
Albanians here on this dreadful imus Morning program. It's almost 30 minutes past the hour. Here now, the designer Joseph Abood. Good morning, Mr. Abood.
Good morning, Don. How are you? Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, Mr. Abood.
You know what we've noticed, particularly when you were in person with us up there at Mohegan Sun, is that your gestures, and Bernard's one actually made this observation.
No. Beef Frankfurter right there. And you got your wallet out.
That's not my wallet. That is not my wallet. It's my cell phone.
No, it looks like a wallet.
Sure. No, I was walking past the hot dog stand to the courthouse steps. I did not.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
it just happened I didn't even notice
coincidence.
that.
I didn't stop.
Your wallet
You're
is
calling
Brand for cash. If
your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
And then my wife is on silk stockings the other night. You know the thing on USA Today?
Yeah.
Well, she was fabulous in this thing. The problem is, the role she has, she murders her husband. She murders the bunch of, well...
Typecast.
Why does she, man? But a big inheritance deal.
Oh, really?
No way.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Fortunately, Howard, sure.
The people of this country do not want this process to be over, and I don't want it to be over either. I want us to come into New York with our guns blaring, ready to roll. This is the best kickoff we could get. No one will take this election for granted. We're going to work hard, and we're going to win it.
Tell your mama, tell your pa, gonna see you right now. I'm just so, no. Mama said don't do right. Imus in the morning.
Hey, you see what's in Newsweek? Best way to stay connected with the news you care about and stories that have people talking on this week's cover. Who were the first Americans? A new science war over a...
Imus in the morning, 2020 sports. The future is back. Here's Warner Wolf. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, Warner. Good morning. What's the matter, Warner?
The man lip syncs to good morning. This is like high school. You can't look at another guy. You'll start to laugh. This Imus of the Morning Sports Report is brought to you by TLC Laser Eye Center with 4 convenient tri-state locations. In the NBA, the Knicks lost their 4th straight last night, losing to the Sixers 72-67. That's not a partial. That's bad shooting. Philadelphia shot only 39%, and the Knicks 34%. The Knicks down by 2 with 17 seconds left in the game, had a chance to tie.
17 to shoot, left side of the lane, Ewing across the lane, running jumper, no good, rebounded by Ratliff, and he's fouled.
Gus Johnson, WFAN. The Knicks, who dropped to 21-21, a half a game out of the last playoff spot, now been outscored 9-0 in the finish against the Wiz last week, 6-0 against Detroit in the finish, and now 5-0 last night. After the game, Knicks coach Jeff Van Gundy.
We can finish. We're just not finishing right now.
Well, you may be finished if the Knicks don't make the playoffs.
Amen.
And the Grizzlies, with the worst record in the NBA at 7-35, lost again last night to the Lakers, 117-112. After the game, Grizzlies' Tony Massenberg.
We felt like we could have won the game.
Could have won the game. You play for the Grizzlies. You're not winning any game. Forget it. Celtics forward Tony Battie was arrested for allegedly assaulting a police officer outside a Boston nightclub. After the officer had asked Battie to move his car. The officer said he was going to let Battie go. But Battie offered him season tickets to the Celtics game. Baseball, 2 future Hall of Famers went down yesterday. Barry Bonds out indefinitely, tricep and elbow surgery. Cal Ripken Jr., bad back, disabled list, first time in 19 years. And for the first time ever, both expansion clubs winning yesterday. The Devil Rays and Diamondbacks are now playing 500 ball. The question is, will you love me in October as you love me in April? NFL, the Giants drafted 6'7", 300-pound Notre Dame offensive tackle Mike Rosenthal. Instead of a helmet, Rosenthal, who is a religious Jew, will wear the first hard plastic yarmulke in the NFL.
Wait a minute.
What's the difference between the NFL and Major League Baseball and the NBA?
What is it?
The contracts are not guaranteed in the NFL.
Really?
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. Now, here's the result. Redskins released Terry Allen. Guy was scheduled to make $3.7 million per year the next 2 years. Bengals cut Neil O'Donnell. He was supposed to make $4.25 million each year of the next 3 years. That's the difference. Baseball and basketball, guaranteed contracts. And finally, in what could be the first of many, Johnson & Johnson has withdrawn their sponsorship from the scandal-ridden 2002 Olympic Games, pulling back $30 million.
Wow.
Refusing to have their name associated with bribery and under-the-table deals.
Wow.
Said IOC President Juan Antonio Samarak.
There we go.
Gee, that's too bad. Johnson & Johnson could have been the official palm greasers of the Olympics. For Imus of the Morning Sports, this is Warner Wolf.
Help, I'm wild and I can't get down. Got two left feet planted on the ground. I need some help if I do town. Help, I'm wild and I can't get down. Imus in the morning.
We interrupt this program.
Is that 2 words?
Oh. Denise Austin is a nationally known fitness expert and the author of Jumpstart. Oh, are you into cardiovascular stuff?
Oh, yeah. Aerobics is important because that's how you shed off the extra layer of fat. And if you stand up, everybody throughout the day, if you could stand up more often, get off that seat.
You know,
get rid of that seat.
I can hear you okay. Because you're screaming. You're starting to annoy me. No.
Man, oh, man.
I'm just...
Guy.
Punch him in the teeth.
Can I get her? Have an aneurysm.
You're a mutt.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
You have guests on your show?
On my TV show? No.
So me and Chuck can't be on then.
Oh, I'd love you on.
Well, I thought
Yeah, I'll make a special appearance.
You look like if you don't have an But you want the before representation. Do you want to look like this? Hell no.
Shut up, and now you stall it and weasel.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Bill Culp Jr. Ford is the largest Ford dealer in the tri-state area. And Bill has just purchased a Subaru dealership, which is the exclusive Subaru dealership in Rockland County. Now you can visit either location on Route 309. Here on the Imus of the Morning program, Mike Lupica will be signing copies of his book, Summer of '98, which you ought to buy if you like baseball and you have a kid who likes baseball. It's just a great book, and it's... You know, it's so much bad. Well, no, he's not a bad writer. He's a good writer, as a matter of fact. But I mean, it's. Have you read it yet, Chuck?
I have, absolutely, I man. It's a good book just for a parent and a kid.
And even Breen likes it. Breen usually likes, what's the stuff?
Nails, the Lenny Dykstra story.
No. Who's the other? The novelist you like?
Harold Robbins.
No.
Stephen Hunter.
Stephen Hunter. Breen's into Stephen Hunter stuff with us. Well, let's not get into what Stephen Hunter's doing, but particularly this morning. But anyway, Lupica will be signing copies of Summer of '98 tonight at 7 o'clock at R.J. Julia at a big independent bookstore up in Madison, Connecticut, which is a great store, by the way. Fred and I signed books there for 11 hours.
Good Lord.
We signed almost 4,000 books there. And then at Walden Books at the Trumbull Shopping Center in Trumbull, Connecticut on Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So take your kids down there and get a copy. It's really it'll make if you're not a baseball fan, it will make one out of you. And if you are a baseball fan, it'll validate and confirm for you why you are. So Summer of '98 from Lipica, published by, I don't know who it's published by. It was making it was a big-time publisher, right?
Right, a good one.
Yeah, good one. Not some cheesy publisher. No. 9 minutes till the hour now.
Imus in the morning. 2020 sports. Berkovich is line to right field. If it's high enough, it's gone. And it is gone. O'Neill hits home runs. A back-to-back and a belly-to-belly.
The Yankees snapped their losing streak.
Oh,
Good morning, Mike Greenwood Sports. John Sterling to call WABC. His sportscast sponsored by New Jersey Eye Center.
Oh, good.
Yankees topped the Texas Rangers 4-0 in the Bronx. Huge sigh of relief in the Yankee clubhouse as Paul O'Neill hit a pair of home runs, snapping an 0-for-15 slump. His teammates certainly happy he snapped out of that. O'Neill slumps one of the most uncomfortable moments in all of sports. After pop-ups, you see him throwing his helmet and his bat, kicking water coolers, temper tantrums all around. And his teammates are always afraid to say anything to the guy. He's such a hothead. Bernie Williams says it's because many Yankees are intimidated by O'Neill.
He is a bully.
So although the Yankees won last night, there are still some deep, deep problems on this team that won 125 games last year, and obviously some chemistry problems this year. Red Sox win again. They're 6-1 on the road after blanking the Tigers in Detroit 1-0. Pedro Martinez threw a gem. Boston now just a game and a half out of first with only 149 games left to play. Red Sox have not been this close this late in the season in quite some time. Sammy Sosa hit his third home run, but the Cubs lost to the Astros. Mark McGwire had to leave the Cardinals game against the Brewers last night. Tightness in his left hamstring. McGwire explained.
The only problem I've had in the last week, like I said, is this tightness in my rear end.
Big Mac will sit one out today. Let's hopefully he gets back on the winning track. The other big baseball news, Marge Schott selling her controlling interest in the Cincinnati Reds. Schott's had her problems over the years, been suspended a couple of times. Now she's getting out of baseball completely. She says she's saddened to sell because she likes this current Reds team.
I have a great deal of respect for them. They play the game the right way.
And, of course, we wish her all the luck in the world.
No, we don't.
As she moves on to her next endeavor, which will no doubt be pro wrestling. In the NBA, Lakers playing the Golden State Warriors, down 28, and Shaquille O'Neal was ejected. So what do? They come back and win in overtime. Further evidence of what I've been saying all along, Lakers are a better team with Travis Knight as their center. Look for Shaq to be traded after this season. And a special day today for me personally as a credible sportscaster, a journalist you might say, as I'm able now to report on hockey as the NHL playoffs begin tonight. 4 games, including Buffalo at Ottawa. Yeah. Ottawa is my pick to win the Stanley Cup. We'll have a complete wrap-up and analyzation of all these series coming up throughout the
Well, we're not going to be analyzing them, but you can report the scores.
So it's a big day. I'm very happy.
I'm sure you are.
Finally.
On the next South Lawn, it's the KKK. Kosovo, Kosovo, Kosovo.
The province where men are men, and from the looks of them, so are most of the women.
Everybody has gone bonkers for the Balkans.
It's Albania mania.
First, Tom Brokaw, making the most of his decision to remain in the States, hosts a 2-hour town meeting in an effort to better inform the American people about the crisis in Yugoslavia.
Mumbles thinks ethnic cleansing is sort of like spring cleaning, except instead of getting rid of the old shoes at the bottom of your closet, it's throwing out thousands of Albanians.
Then, potential presidential candidate Libby Dole has something to say about the conflict that just won't go away.
Shut up, Nurse Ratchet. Better call home. I think your old man's been working on getting a Woody for the past 3 days. You might want to be there when it happens.
Even Russia criticizes their Serbian allies for their repressive tactics in Yugoslavia.
What happened? That fat Bolshevik finally sobered up long enough to realize what the hell's been going on? Hey, Boris, if I were you, I'd think about getting into some kind of a program. Because before they ever get to an impeachment, they'll be doing an intervention.
Meanwhile, Batman's wife takes time out of her busy schedule testing the New York senatorial waters to consider traveling to Macedonia to visit the refugees.
Oh, what's she gonna do? Bring him some cake and chat about the challenges of child rearing in the global village? Hey, maybe that wouldn't be such a bad idea after all. A little homing device in the Gucci purse and a Apache with target acquisition sites? Who says we're not gonna get anything out of this war?
South Lawn, sanitized for your protection, but not ethnically cleansed.
Oh my God, dude, you killed the First Lady. Oh no, it wasn't me. It was those pinheads from NATO. Jesus, can't you guys ever hit the right target? Imus in the morning.
Saab versus the Puritans.
That's the business report sponsored by our friends at the New York Stock Exchange.
It begins.
You know that they're not Utah this year, but that doesn't mean you don't try to get in the playoffs. Doesn't make any sense.
I'm not saying not try. I'm saying the Garden seems to think that those games on TV are so huge.
Now in July, if they don't make changes because they made the playoffs, then you have a right to scream. But now them making the playoffs is the only possible thing they can do. They can't improve the team in April. There's no remedy to improve the team in April. They can't add players now. They can't make trades now. They don't draft players now. So you try to win the games right now. They made a change because they're trying to win a game.
But it wouldn't help the team, Mike.
Dog, I agree they have to change the team. But you know what? If we had that run, though, it would be fun.
That's for you and me.
That's
so
fine.
we can do
That's
a
for the
talk
fans.
show. That's not...
No, but that's for all the fans. They all like that last year. You're telling me this town didn't rejoice?
I went on for several minutes.
Oh, my
By the way, they missed the top of the hour update.
That was more important.
That was more important. They went. That's worse than me talking about the ranch.
But that's
not
the
that
update.
bad, but it doesn't get much more tedious than me and Fred talking about Peyton Barnes, by the way. Remind me to never do that again. Okay. How are the quail doing? Shut up. Oh, God almighty, you're counting Texas Longhorns. Please, spare me.
Imus in the morning.
Toys and let Dada strap you in the car seat. Oh, where's Mama? She's taking a little nap in the trunk. Sit back in the chair, honey. Quick trying to climb out. Wake up, sleepyhead, we're here. Before we pray, we're gonna take Mommy for a bit of walk along the pier. Haley, don't cry, honey. Don't get the wrong idea. Mama's too sleepy to hear you screaming in her ear. That's why you can't get it awake. But don't worry, Dada made a nice bed for Mommy at the bottom of the lake. Here, you wanna help Dada tie a rope around this rock? We'll tie it to her footsie, then we'll roll her off the dock. Ready now? Here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Whee! There goes Mama, splashing in the water. No more fighting with Dad. No more restraining order. No more stepdad. No more new brother. Blow her kisses bye-bye. Tell Mama you love her. We'll go play in the sand, build a castle and junk. But first, tell Dad with 2 more things out the trunk.
Imus in the morning.
All right. Let me talk to you about E-Trade. Time you got in control of your finances. Time for E-Trade. E-Trade is rated as #1 place to invest online. Mike Barnacle from the New York Daily News here on the Imus Morning program. It is 25 till the hour.
It brings a tear into my eyes.
Please don't try to sing along with Rachel.
When I begin to realize I cried so much since you've been gone. I guess I'll drown in my own tears. Imus in the morning.
You can shop for clothes at the real expensive stores and hang out with Fat Toast. Go to them discount superstores. Buy them discount clothes. But that cheap junk, baby. The smart thing to do is go to Rothman's. You've heard for years about Rothman's on Union Square.
Forget how to write?
I don't know. Well, you do have to know when to fold them, you know. Maybe it's time you got out. Maybe just, oh, fool, wrap it up.
I don't think that's the decision that's being made here, I-Man.
Well, God bless you, Mike. What's the matter with you?
I don't know. Something has got my nose sniffling.
Okay.
What are you wearing?
Got a toe ache. Oh, my wife bought me some stuff. I don't know.
Cologne?
Yeah, she likes it.
That's what's doing it. Are you wearing cologne?
No, I don't have it on this morning, but...
Oh, thank heavens.
Goodness gracious.
Cologne.
Cologne.
Wow, what's all that?
La-di-da.
Well, I think, come on.
That man smelling good. Bud Collins? I mean, come on here. Oh, it's absurd. Here's Hollywood Hogan on the program now. Good morning, Hollywood.
Stop the presses. Here's the story, brother. Front page banner headline, 72-point type. Your days are numbered. And given the limitations of that IQ of yours, I've gotten them down to the double digits so they'll be easier for you to count. You need to be taken out, brother. And not the way you're used to men taking you out for some dinner and then to the bathhouse to enter the buck and backside of it in the Rump Wrangler rodeo. There's no reason for you to still be alive, brother. You're a two-faced traitor. You scream and yell at that poor defenseless Arbitron dwarf program director about bringing you bad news about Brian Williams, and then you can't wait to deliver it to the intended victim himself. Hey, cable boy, the New York Post thinks you suck. Then you spend the next 15 minutes sucking up to him, and then 45 minutes later, you're giving him up to Barnacle, the king of the convoluted questions. What are you going to do when you're going to have that sports writer looping his old man and kid in the studio on Monday? Get the little tyke to unplug Grandpa's iron lung? Hey, Grandpa, I left you a note on the kitchen table, and it says, goodbye, Pop, you're out of here. It's got to be genetic with you, brother. I don't know why your brother doesn't have the same taste for the jugular as you do, brother, but I guess there was a bit more chlorine on his end of the gene pool. You've got a strand or two missing out of your DJ DNA, brother, and it's time for Hogan to do a little splicing, because I'm the Watson and Cricker whoop-ass, ready to put a double helix hammer hole on your crocodile chromosomes.
You there, who? Whoop-ass?
Watson and Crick, brother. Maybe you
That's great, Hollywood. Thanks. What a creep. Time for sports with Drainpipe next.
Baby, you gotta love it. Imus in the morning, 2020 sports.
Child, cross court, right side, Houston for three, off the front rim and over the back.
Another bad day for the Knicks. Good morning, Mike Greenwood Sports. This sportscast sponsored by Dial-A-Mattress. A rough day for the Knicks. They didn't even play. The disappointing season now costing people their jobs. Ernie Grunfeld, no longer the president and GM. He's been reassigned.
Reassigned to what?
Scouting duties, consulting duties.
Why, do they have a contract with him and they don't want to pay off, or?
Well, they actually like him personally. He's been with the organization for 18 years, so they want to keep him around.
So let me see if I understand this. Now, this is the guy that's the president and the general manager of the New York Knickerbockers.
Correct.
And he's responsible for doing exactly what?
He's responsible for making trades, signing free agents,
right,
scouting college players.
And he makes all those decisions himself.
He's the one in charge, but he also goes to the president of the Garden, Dave Checketts.
Who would that be? The big phony Mormon, right?
Dave
big
Checketts.
yuppie Mormon geek.
The very fine
Mormon, slimy weasel.
I object to those comments.
Oh, well, he's a war criminal.
He's a good man.
He's a war criminal, isn't he, Charles? Dave Checketts is a war criminal.
He's a good man and a handsome man.
He's not a good man. He's a weasel. He's a backstabbing worm.
He's anything but a weasel.
Oh, God almighty. Blowing out Ernie Grunfeld. Show some guts. Get rid of those players. The players suck.
Well,
back the truck up, load them up, and get them out of here.
That may be one of the things.
Well, are they nuts?
What did you say? Back the truck up?
Yes.
That's an interesting saying.
Load them up and get them out. They're firing Ernie Grunfeld? Like, what did Ernie Grunfeld do? Nothing.
It's unfortunate that the play on the court has cost him his job.
And then what's Dave Checketts going to do?
He's now taking over the day-to-day duties, and one of those duties he did yesterday. He fined Latrell Sprewell $25,000 for comments his agent made in yesterday's New York Post criticizing the organization.
Oh, boy, that'll straighten that team out. That'll show him.
He also told Charlie Ward to knock off the preaching, not to use the locker room as a pulpit. It had to do with Ward's recent comments about women reporters in the locker room. Ward was asked if he was uncomfortable with females in the locker room because he may be embarrassed by shortcomings.
You never know.
Perhaps Ward not measuring up to NBA standards, and that's why he doesn't want the females seeing him.
Otherwise, he has a little tiny Mike Breen-like penis. Yeah,
Is that what you got in it on? How do you know that?
Well, here's Chris Russo now, prominent New York City talk show host. Boy, what a pleasure it was to listen to you and Fatso yesterday around 3 o'clock.
Oh, you're hot stuff. I'm becoming a regular on this show, Donald. How are you?
I mean, unbelievable. You and Tubbo screaming at each other about what?
We were pretty upset there for a while.
What were you upset?
You do a talk show with the same guy 10 years, you're going to have your problems. You know that.
Well, what were you upset about yesterday?
To me, being the 8th seed in the playoffs, although I'm not trying to say give up the next 8 games, is not a big deal. I mean, the 8th seed, who cares? Knicks fans could care less, half of them. And Mike seems to think that that's a huge situation. To me, it's not a big deal. The New York Knicks should not be fighting their lives to be the 8th seed in the postseason. It's the New York Knicks.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
yeah, go ask a Knicks fan if they think he's going to get all pumped up on the Knicks being the 8th seed against the Orlando Magic. They don't care.
Well, let me tell you something.
What's that?
Once the playoffs start, Chris, it's a whole new season. Anything can happen.
Well, how many times in the history of the NBA, Don, has the 8th seed won a first round?
I don't know.
Once.
Oh. And who was that?
Denver beating Seattle.
Oh. So it could happen. So it could happen, in other words, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, the point is, Don, I mean...
yeah, but these rabid Knicks fans, they like any kind of game. I mean, Brokaw, he'd go to any game. Spike Lee, they'd go to any game. The fans...
Hey, no, I'm sorry. Spike Lee's not the type of guy I'm talking about. I mean, Spike's best buddy is... come on, you can't get... You're talking... You got to compare Spike Lee to the guy sitting in the blue seats?
Plus, hello, we'd like to sell some advertising during playoffs games, okay?
Yeah.
Nitwit
That's
face.
the point, though, Don. That doesn't affect any fan. They don't care if MSG does a game or two.
Last year...
You think the fan in the blue seats cares about that?
Time out a second, gerbil face.
Last year, as Chris is well aware of, the Knicks were a 7 seed and beat the 2 seed Miami, heavily favored. It was won in Game 5, a victory down in Miami. One of the most emotional wins for the Knicks in many, many years that fans, and even the fans in the blue seats, loved. And would love to see another matchup with Miami and have the opportunity to knock out Miami.
And, Mike, how long did that emotion last last year?
What difference does it make?
Right, that doesn't make any difference.
It lasted 3 days.
But I mean, that's what... I mean...
the next week they were killing Knicks for losing Indiana in Game 4.
Time out here, gerbil butt.
Oh, man.
But I did hear Francis yesterday. He is right about that. I mean, how long does anybody stay excited about anything? How long does Denver celebrate the Super Bowl? I mean, about 20 minutes. I mean, it's not a big deal.
How long do we celebrate the man's lung collapsing?
Yeah, I know. It happens about an hour, but that's what sports is all about. It's about these. It's a day-to-day situation, Chris.
You know what? I'm not trying to say not make the playoffs. I'm not trying to say that. But the Knicks the Madison Square Garden, the corporation, is so focused.
Well, Yankee fans are now still talking about the big World Series win last night.
You don't think
No, they're bad-mouthing. No, I heard him yesterday.
Yankee fans are talking about 125 and 50.
Not anymore. They're talking about this year. They're talking about the 4-game losing streak. They're talking about.
Let me ask you a question.
They're talking about
Yankee fans aren't talking about 125 and 50. How come they're going to draw 3 million people for the first time in their lives?
They're talking about the fat loser from Boston or Toronto or wherever the hell he's from, who barely got through last night's game.
No, they're not.
Who Derek Jeter is sleeping with and what?
Yeah, that's exactly.
No, they're not.
What kind of panties Derek Jeter's wearing.
You know, the point is, I'm not trying to say not make the playoffs.
I want you to lay off of Francis. I don't like their attitude.
No, now you're mad at me.
We're going to beat the hell out of you when you come to the station today. If we didn't have to leave early to go to Maryland, we'd be lying in wait here for you.
What are you doing, a big show tomorrow in Hagerstown, Maryland?
We'd pants you when you got here. Of course, we'd like that, but...
Hagerstown, Maryland. Oh, baby.
Night brain continues. Want to make a couple of $1 million? Go to a baseball game and get hit in the face with a ball. As a woman struck in the face by a wild warm-up pitch during a Florida Marlins game, awarded yesterday $2.5 million by a jury. Wow. For the injuries left her with lingering headaches and concentration problems. Lady's name is Linda Postlethwaite. She was injured by an errant pitch by Mitch Williams. Remember the wild thing? He was warming up in the bullpen in a game in August of '93 and didn't quite make it to the catcher. Ball fired up in the stands, hit her right between the eyes.
Right. You take balls to the chin in the Knicks locker room all the time. Why don't you, Sue?
Imus in the morning.
You're the one who can make the $2 million, Mike. Fuji Films. Fuji Films, family of films, extraordinary films that deliver extraordinary pictures. For example, Fuji Color Superior Film delivers crisp, bright pictures, available to 100, 200, 400, 800X.
Mr. Fox, could you take a look at... this...
Someone program.
But, you know, that maybe I don't understand any of it, so...
That's usually the case.
Yeah. True.
What else going on, Chuck?
Look where we were coming from, right?
Well, you know, it's just you got to start someplace.
Sure.
Damn, it feels good to be home. Meet Grady, a 29-year-old construction worker. After coming home from a hard day's work, he walks in the door of his trailer park home to find his wife in bed with another man.
What the All right, calm down, relax, start breathing.
That you just caught this bitch cheating. While you at work, she's with some dude trying to get off. Slit in her throat, cut this bitch's head off.
Wait, what if there's an explanation for this?
What? She tripped, fell, landed on his...
All right, Shady, maybe he's right, Grady. Think about the baby before you get all crazy.
Okay, thought about it. Don't want to stab her, grab her by the throat, get the daughter and kidnap her.
Oh, what am I saying? Shoot them both, Grady. Where's your gun at?
Imus in the morning.
Hi, I'm Ann Liguori, sports reporter on WFAN in New York.
Hello, guys. Thank you, and good night.
College basketball, number 4 Villanova, still undefeated. The Wildcats 6-0 after beating Penn 89-62. Many Villanova alums at the game, including Deirdre Coleman, the wife of Don Imus. Ms. Coleman, in a halftime interview, said it was love at first sight with the I-Man. She even remembers her first words to the I-Man.
Grandpa, can I marry you?
And the rest, of course, is history.
Oh, yeah, baby. Look at my candy cane first.
Little Donkey Kong.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
All right, what about the eye-bears?
The eye-bears are good. Call up for my teddy bear, people. I wouldn't... Here's the thing. If we were going to do a teddy bear, I wouldn't do it except with them.
The eye-bear come with a wrinkle-up old butt on it?
No, but we have one where we pull all the hair out. The Bernard McGirt bear. If your radio sounds funny in the morning.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66.
have any guests because he's too stupid to talk to him.
Guests don't work for
Jesus, what a moron. I'm trying to explain. You know what he did? He had so ripped. Here's the thing that's disgraceful about Fat Rush Limbaugh. What a transparent, phony weasel.
Hit him in the muscle.
He had ripped off Maureen Dowd's column about Al Gore and Bill Bradley to the point that he was almost reciting it word for word with no attribution, of course.
Okay.
One of those deals.
Right.
Like they do on these Sunday morning talk shows. They'll read Maureen Dowd or Richard Cohen or David Broder or one of these people and then rip them off to the point that it's frightening.
Just parrot it right back at you.
And so you're sitting there and you think Sam Donaldson has come up with this with these lines himself. Well, he didn't come up with anything.
Nope. And they fired
these grand concepts and stuff. And
exactly.
Yeah.
Then they never attribute it.
Yeah.
So that's what he was doing yesterday, talking about Al Gore, how frightened Al Gore was of Bill Bradley, and it was just a Maureen. It was the Maureen Dowd column.
Just without the byline.
Fat Rush Limbaugh, formerly Fat Loudmouth Windbag Weasel.
Apparently spending too much time in the gym to do his own research.
Oh, man, I mean, come on, y'all. What else going on?
Say it
Chuck?
like it is, man.
Keep it real, yo.
What are we doing? What news do we have out of Littleton, Colorado? What news? Not jive. What news?
Where does it stand this morning?
Yeah.
Exactly where it was, man. As I said, the only news is that there is increasing suspicion, apparently, on the part of the sheriff's department there and the prosecuting attorney, that, but it's speculation, even now, that they had to have had help just from the scope of what they were able to accomplish.
Let's just hope this doesn't turn into a Boulder, Colorado situation. The John Benet Ramsey, where we can't ever get any input.
Right.
Where it just becomes so politicized and so agenda-driven by these various folks. But apparently, in this particular case, that has not been any evidence of that so far. So where are we now in Yugoslavia? We bombed Belgrade last night.
Bombed Belgrade,
We claim we bombed one of Milosevic's homes.
Hit one of his two reported palaces, which we say, or NATO says, was being used as a command and control center.
By the way, I want to fight Rush Limbaugh.
Okay.
I want to fist fight Rush Limbaugh.
Celebrity deathmatch.
I am challenging Rush Limbaugh to a fist fight.
That's it.
Come on, pig boat.
Steel cage.
Come on, you loudmouth pig boat. His panty-wearing sissy boy.
We're throwing down right now.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Now, Bernard McGurk will be doing the fighting for me.
Oh, no. Bernard McGurk, you are going to fist fight Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to whoop his fat
exactly.
ass.
Hey, bro.
Find out who the hostess with the mostest is.
I got a nice call from Rush yesterday.
He's not such a bad guy. I happened to listen to him. It was very interesting.
He's a big Ivan fan, Chuck. Did I tell you?
That could easily happen, couldn't it?
Sure. It's happened countless times before.
All Rush Limbaugh would have to do is call me and say, "That's pretty funny what you're saying, man." I'd be the biggest Rush Limbaugh fan on the planet, wouldn't I?
See how good he looks, too, these days?
We can get him on.
Took all that weight off, man.
Hey, Chuck, guess who called me this?
The Maureen Dowd ripped off Rush the other day. We're talking with George Steinbrenner of the New York Yankees. I was talking about the Rams. I do want to make clear, and I'm not the most benevolent person on the planet.
I just hope that they understand what a great thing this could be. I mean, I have never heard of a better idea coming in some time. You and I haven't always been on the same track.
We haven't?
And, no, I mean,
Well, you just don't like me because I like Lupica. But
yeah, well, that's true. You mean the diminutive sports writer?
My guy, yeah.
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
Well, I'm not looking for a free stadium. There have been teams get free stadiums.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for that for New York.
You've already said now you're willing to put up half the money to build this new stadium. What's that?
I didn't say no. I said no.
I said some, whatever it was.
He's tough.
Whatever he is. But why not just improve the price? Because I don't know if you saw this now. We sent Bernard out there to interview these people.
I saw him.
It seemed.
He picked this little schoolgirl with his book, Bernard stuff. He said, "Have you been mugged recently?" You haven't.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
The New Jersey Eye Center From the Mike and the Mad Dog show.
It wouldn't help the team, Mike. Dog, I agree they have to change the team, but you know what? If we had that run, though, it would be fun.
That's for you and me.
That's
so
fine.
we can
That's
do
for
a
the
talk
fans.
show. That's not...
No, but that's for all the fans. They all like that last year. You're telling me this town didn't rejoice when they beat Miami last year on Sunday?
Mike,
they went wild.
They went wild for a day.
That's
then
right,
they lost to Indiana, and then everything.
But
Then
so
the next Sunday, you get a 3,
So
and they
what?
can care less
But
about
you know
it.
what? That was a big day that year. You know what? The idea is to get days. Sports is about having those days. The idea is you got to get in there.
I'm not saying dispute the Yankees.
Well, here's the thing. Francesa's right. We talked to Fruit Loops earlier this morning. He's way off base. And here now on the Average Morning program, the aforementioned Mike Francesa. Good morning, Mike.
Mike.
What on the mic?
Thought I heard a click.
There he is. There he is. Line 6. There he is.
Okay.
Good morning, Mike.
6.
How you doing, babe?
How are you?
I'm fine.
So, what's going on? I hear you ripping me apart this morning.
What happened? You drop a plate of pancakes on the phone?
No.
Got the phone in the syrup.
Hey, Don, I thought Dog was the dumbest sports guy in America till I found out you didn't even know the Ottawa Senators existed. I mean, you didn't even know there was a team, Don.
I know I didn't.
Who cares?
Who cares anyway?
You didn't even know there was a city named Ottawa.
I was sticking up for you this morning.
No, you weren't.
Wasn't I?
So let's talk some.
Yes.
Why don't we get you and Fred together and talk some more about some 27-year-old horse that has colic?
Funny you'd mention an eating disorder in a horse.
I'm glad to hear there's no more Hartford Whalers. And Don, when I think of you and Bernie, I think of twisted colons. You know that? Don, you know what? Let's get Barnacle back on and let him bum out America. I saw people jumping off bridges during his 2 minutes. You know?
I was sticking up for you.
My God, my God, could anything be more depressing than Barnacle's 3 minutes? First of all, Bud Collins is out of work at 70 years old, and then every kid in America has a revolver at your head. Enough already.
He's having a Mac attack.
God damn it, Don, I just missed my McDonald's drive-thru.
Imus in the morning. 2020 Sports.
There's Chili Davis.
He swings and drills one to right. It is high. It is far. It is gone.
Chili and the Yankees save Rogers' butt. Good morning, Mike Greenwood Sports. Man, was Francesa fired up or what?
Oh, my
God. God almighty.
He's an MSG or something.
The Sam Kennison of
They dropped the food.
God almighty. He missed it. Turn off the let's see. John Sterling, that's right, for the Call WABC. This sportscast sponsored by Cooper Tire. See Bob and Jerry at Star Tire, 276 Clifton Avenue, at the corner of Getty Avenue in Clifton, New Jersey. Fine. Tell him the I-Man sent you. Don't tell him anything. Yankees survive another shaky Roger Clemens outing. They beat the Texas Rangers 4-2. Clemens walked 4, seemed to be in trouble every inning, but his teammates bailed him out once again. Chili Davis, who hit that home run, took a shot at Clemens even after the win.
I don't think right now he's at the point he would like to be with his rhythm and everything else out there.
Read between the lines there. There's a lot of animosity in that Yankee clubhouse.
How's David Wells doing?
Yeah, how is Wells doing? 3-0, and will pitch against the Yankees Friday night in the Bronx.
Oh, man.
Blue Jays come to town. How's that for exciting?
Gotta be there. That's great.
So the Yankees beat the
Too
Texans.
bad it's not the Wells against Clemens, right?
Too bad.
Yep.
Just didn't work out that way. El Duque, though.
Oh, okay.
So still be fun.
Cool.
So the Yanks beat the Texas Rangers once again. Same old story, says Rangers manager Johnny Oates.
Sounds like a broken record.
You can say that again. Twins assistant general
Really,
manager
I'm just like a mindless gnat.
Joe McIlvaine will keep his job, but he will be fined by the team. McIlvaine was found nude sunbathing on a public beach in Florida.
Cubic beach.
The 51-year-old McIlvaine thought he was at a private beach, but not the case. Police charged him with indecent exposure.
I don't care if you're in your backyard. Put a loincloth on, you pig. Jesus Christ. Sorry.
This fat bastard is nude bathing?
Oh, come on,
I mean,
Joe.
get out of here.
On a public...
Joe is said to be embarrassed now by the incident.
I mean, you had to be drunk, right?
I suppose. Jesus.
Oh, God.
Come on, baby.
Some people love their bodies.
Oh, man, I mean. And he thought it was a nude beach?
Yeah.
Hello? Let's not forget that shot of you in the pool a few years back.
Right.
Yeah. Well, fine, I wasn't nude. No, that's right, you weren't. Oh.
Not like the days of the Hamptons when the I-Man used to sunbathe nude.
Come on, man, let's wrap this thing up. NHL playoffs began last night. No, that's enough. Bill Cope Jr. Ford is the largest Ford dealer in the tri-state area. They have just put...
Please, as you were, troops. All right, boys. Finally, there is good news out of the Kosovo campaign. Still isn't firmed up yet, but it is good news. And if you've read your latest NATO briefing papers, you know what it is. Am I reading you right, Private? Sir, yes, sir. Then what is the good news, gerbil breath? Ground troops, sir. Bullseye, maggot. Your United States of America White House, and former one William Jefferson Clinton, Commander-in-Chief, appears to be reversing his fat ass once again, and is now, and I quote, updating an assessment regarding not committing ground troops.
Begging the general's pardon, sir, but that sounds like some sort of backward Bubba jackass jive out of National Security Advisor Sandy Berger's typewriter, sir.
Meaning?
Sounds like bullshit.
At ease, soldier. I understand what you're saying. These people are missing the gene that enables the rest of us to talk in even remotely understandable grammatical constructions. Anyway, people, the good news is that our waffling, pole-driven, survey-sucking, demographics-obsessed, lard-butt leader is weaseling his way toward where we always knew we'd wind up in this Kosovo catastrophe, sending in you beautiful killing machines where real soldiers belong, on the ground, taking terra firma, kicking some Slavic hind end. At ease, although I am hep to your elation. Despite the denials issued by Bubba's press secretary, Joe, are you going to eat all that, Lockhart? Our hayseeds from Arkansas are on the verge of inserting you boys in at belly button altitude. All right. Or if you prefer, draft dodger level. As I think back to our current commander-in-chief's reluctance to engage himself in such a mission a couple of conflicts ago. But why revisit that unpleasantness, right, boys?
Because you can, sir, and the obese bastard deserves it.
Well, I guess those would be two possibilities, but let's move on. It just may be that we are about to prosecute this little Belgrade jamboree under the direction of a real soldier, General Wesley Clark, rather than an addle-brained washerwoman in a pimp hat, Secretary Madeleine Albright, and her fugitives from the day room, Cohen, Berger, and Holbrook, who have their heads so far up their collective butts, they're holding press briefings for their tonsils. Our fortunes have turned. The way this is going, 20 minutes from now, we will be ending this thing like we should have started it. With one of you lads sticking a flamethrower in Slobodan Milosevic's shorts. Cooking up some what, Private?
Sir, cooking up some hot roasted nuts, sir.
I can't hear you.
Sir, cooking up some hot roasted nuts, sir.
Did somebody remove yours, Private? Sound off like you had a pair.
Sir, we're gonna roast some dictatorial nuts, sir.
Very well. All right, boys. Thank you for your attention and your affection. That is all. Now, let's light them up and move them out.
Here now on the Average Money program, the aforementioned Mike Francesa. Good morning, Mike. What on the mic?
There he is, Mike Six. There he is.
Okay. How you doing, babe?
How are you?
What happened? You drop a plate of pancakes on the phone?
No.
Got the phone in the syrup.
Hey, Don, I thought Dog was the dumbest sports guy in America till I found out you didn't even know the Ottawa Senators existed. I mean, you didn't even know there was a team, Don.
I know I didn't.
Who cares?
Who cares anyway?
Why don't we get you and Fred together and talk some more about some 27-year-old horse that has colic?
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
Don, you know what? Let's get Barnacle back on and let him bum out America. I saw people jumping off bridges during his 2 minutes. First of all, Bud Collins is out of work at 70 years old, and then every kid in America has a revolver at your head. Damn it, Don, I just missed my McDonald's drive-thru.
In the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Every mattress company says they have the lowest price.
And a new Pronia S, which is a great camera. In fact, I got one for Charles, and it's just an idiot can take pictures with it, which is why I gave it to Charles.
In fact, an idiot is.
But the big sales continue. Today's the last day for the 20% off sale at the Auto Body Express. And you can call them at 1-800-272-1957, or you can check out the Auto Body Express on the World Wide Web at autobodyexpress.com. The Cardinals coming up in just a couple minutes, but first, Mike Breen with sports, and as I cautioned all of you here a little earlier...
Pretend you like him.
Are you from the newspaper taking photographs? Or you not?
That's Manny.
Oh, okay. It's difficult to determine which is my better side, but I think which side do you think is my better side, Chuck?
Back. Your better side?
Yeah.
You don't have a better side. What the heck? Nail fungus face? Take his bag side.
Nail fungus face?
You do not have a better side. No, one is no better than the other. You've got to live with it and just accept it.
I guess it doesn't make any difference what side you're on.
No.
Pull a bandana up over your face.
Why don't you grow hair?
Oh, I get it.
Looks like the goalie on a dart team.
16 to the hour now.
Baby, you gotta love it. Imus in the morning, 20/20 Sports.
Dumars picks it up, goes right side, Stackhouse pass a little bit off the mark. Stackhouse throws it away. 3-on-1 run out. Iverson in the air. Hughes with another jam. An alley-oop slam fast for Larry Hughes. Oh, yeah.
A bad night for the Pistons. Good morning, Mike. Good morning.
We love you, Mike. Mike.
Mike Breen with sports, saying hi to the I-Man fans in Hagerstown, Maryland. It's the greatest city in the world. I want to be loved. Problems for the Pistons. Not only did they lose to the Sixers at home, they're fighting for a playoff spot and now fighting amongst themselves. As it's come out, forward Christian Laettner and guard Jerry Stackhouse get into a fight during the team's charter flight to Detroit. One anonymous player said the two were really going at it, throwing blows. Apparently, the two became involved in the argument over a card game that got out of hand and $2,000 in question over a certain hand. One source says Stackhouse landed blows to Laettner's face repeatedly. It's very unlike Jerry Stackhouse, a player who's always been about love. He even wrote a song about love.
I know I'm going to score with you. I'm taking off my socks, baby. You want a double knot, don't you? I love it when you make that little squeaky noise.
Stackhouse with the lyrics, of course, and he got some help on it from Delbert McClinton, who helped him on his album. But imagine having to work with someone every day that you hate, like Stackhouse and Laettner. Hating a coworker. That's hard to comprehend. Should be an emotional night in the Bronx this evening as the Yankees host the Toronto Blue Jays. Former Yankee David Wells gets to start. Wells was very popular in the Yankee clubhouse, well-liked, even loved by some, especially David Cohn, who made reporters feel uncomfortable yesterday when talked about his feelings for Wells.
I just have a lot of respect for him. He's just so gutsy, and he's hot.
Cohn would neither confirm nor deny the reports that he had a sexual relationship with Wells last year. As for Wells, he's looking forward to proving George Steinbrenner wrong.
George wanted Roger Clemens so bad that he had to give up somebody. He had to give up 3. Toronto got a hell of a deal, and I think that he made a big mistake.
Well, we'll find out tonight, won't we? David Wells in the Bronx against El Duque. Wells, by the way, 3-0 with the Blue Jays this season.
Be great if he pitched a no-hitter against the Yankees.
That would be spectacular.
Just wouldn't get any better than that.
If he was 1 out away from a no-hitter, Steinbrenner would run out in the field and try and tackle him. From the NBA, Scottie Pippen arrested yesterday for drunk driving. The Rocket star early yesterday pulled over by police in Houston. He denies the drunk driving charges, and Pippen says reports that he's a big drinker are false.
You can't look me in my eye and honestly tell me that you thought I was incoherent or incompetent.
Sounds good to me. Pippen will be back in the lineup when the Rockets play again. And that's sports. I'm Mike Breen.
Mikey!
Got mad last fall. They had a little Willie Jr. and Patty O. Well, the baby got famous in his crib, you see. Doing the hand jive on TV. Hand jive. Hand jive. Hand jive. Doing that crazy hand jive. Hey, Imus in the morning.
All right, if you're looking for the technology of a serious camera, But the spontaneity of a point and shoot, now you do not have to choose between the two.
Communications Fan Highway Patrol.
All right, here now on the imus Morning program at 6 minutes till the hour. We're live in Hagerstown, Maryland at the Maryland Theater. Please welcome former pro wrestler and now the mayor of Hagerstown. Mayor Brucci, is that the way you pronounce that?
Brucci, yes, sir.
Mr. Mayor, how are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Good. So, is the this is probably a stupid question, but is the mayor's office here an independently elected office, or do you come out of the city council? How does that work?
It's independently elected.
Oh,
Yes,
it is.
sir.
Are you a Republican, Democrat, or?
I'm a Republican.
Oh man, Charles probably loves you, then, huh, Charles?
Gotta go give the mayor a kiss. Big old kiss.
Well, this is our second time to Hagerstown. Last time we were here was during...
On the 35th, yes, sir.
They were reenacting the... and then the time before that, of course, was actually during the battle when I was here. Which is a lame joke. I've done 3 times this morning. It hasn't been funny any of the time.
I've laughed every time so far.
So how are you this morning?
I'm fine, sir.
And what's in the bag there?
I have some fruit for you from Harry's around the square. It's some fresh fruit. I don't know if you wanted it or not, but I brought it along. I know you like fruit.
Yeah, I do. I mean, well, how come it's like enclosed in that bag?
Well, because it was leaking all over the place.
The fruit was leaking?
Yeah, very juicy fruit.
He knows you used to get stuff in bags early on in your career. And he's just trying to recall those halcyon days I've had.
Is there a record you wanted me to play? What's the population of Hagerstown?
It depends on who you ask, actually. If you ask our people, it's about 30.
How about we're asking you?
36,000.
What?
Nothing, but just go ahead.
Well, what?
Well, why? Don't jump on the mayor.
I didn't jump on the mayor. He said, I'm asking him.
Okay.
You were rude. I was rude?
You were rude. You were abrupt.
I apologize, Mr. Mayor.
That's okay.
Anyway, it's 4 minutes till the hour. Mr. Mayor, thank you. Thanks for the fruit. And
very welcome.
Why don't you hand the fruit over here, Chuck?
Okay, let's have the fruit.
Mayor Brucey here in the Imus of the Morning.
Be real careful with this, okay? Thank you, Don.
I don't want to use...
Hi, I'm Imus of the Morning, and we are in Hagerstown, Maryland, at the Maryland Theater on WARX, always 106.9, WARK, at 1490 on the dial, sponsored by Cross Pins and the folks from Allegheny Energy and the people from Quick and Riley. All right, please welcome now to the Maryland Theater here on the Imus Morning program over from the Archdiocese in New York City.
Where's me tea? Schmuck you.
John Cardinal O'Connor. Good morning, Cardinal O'Connor.
Good morning, God bless. Cardinal, a little bit under the weather, Mr. Marr.
What's the problem, Cardinal?
Little minor surgery yesterday, Mr. Marr.
Okay.
Little something removed from me nose. I highly recommend the procedure to your sidekick McCord. Maybe they could separate his nose from the eye man's wrinkled up old butt.
No, that's not what we need. No, that's not what we need.
The wild rumor, Mr. Marr, that legendary Baltimore Oriole Cal Ripken Jr. actually faked his back injury so he could be here with the... Take 2. They could be here with the eye man today.
Huh?
Look at the eye man's eyes light up, McCord. You gullible old goat, you be Jesus. And Maureen Dowd is waiting for the eye man back at the hotel in a slinky negligee, be Jesus. You smacked you. The winning numbers in the New York State Lottery is as follows.
Well, we pretty much struck out here the first 2, haven't we?
2 strikes and no balls. Be Jesus. Fading fast, Mr. Marr. Well, you really know you made it when you're making an encore appearance in Hagerstown, Maryland, Mr. Marr.
Yeah.
A place that has the appeal of a used Dennis Rodman condom, be Jesus.
No.
This America or Albania, be Jesus. What possesses the likes of you people to shuffle down to some drafty theater at this time of day to see this ignorant old filth bag, be Jesus, anyway? Have you people no jobs, no dignity, no taste? Smelly crowd of buck-toothed heathens. Nothing like getting the crowd on your side right out of the box, Mr. Marr, hey?
Yeah.
Congratulations to the eye man on his ratings at his Los Angeles radio station.
A couple of women here in the front row are not that amused at you, I noticed, so. But
I understand the ratings in
maybe
L.A.
they're waiting for the IHOP to open. I don't know. Go ahead.
Oh, that's lovely. If I go to your temple and interrupt the goddamn rabbi, be Jesus, let me speak. I understand your ratings in L.A. are flatter than Pamela Lee Anderson's chest, be Jesus. But slightly higher than Rodney King's Friday night blood alcohol level, be Jesus. How's the little redhead, Mr. Marr?
How's what?
How's the little redhead doing, Mr. Marr?
Wyatt, he's fine. He's great, in fact.
No, I meant that slamming little Irish hoe I saw coming out of your hotel room last night. Speaking of your son, Wyatt, hey, Mr. Martin, I understand he's taking Spanish lessons.
Yeah.
Why is that? So he can say he hates you in 2 languages, hey, Mr. Martin? Can't wait to play handball with the wee little fella on the I-man's tombstone, you brain-dead bag of bones, you be Jesus.
Well, what's wrong? Where's all this anger coming from?
Let me just say this about Charlton Heston, hey, Mr. Martin.
Oh, okay.
He should take his guns and go hunting for something to replace that silly pelt on his head, I tell you that. And this piece of advice for NAACP President Kwesi Mfume. Buy a goddamn vowel, be Jesus. This is America.
What's wrong with you?
Let me tell you what's obscene, eh, Mr. Martin?
Yeah.
Bill Clinton as Commander-in-Chief. That's obscene, eh, Mr. Martin? It's a bit like O.J. Simpson in charge of a battered women's shelter. Or the I-Man running the Drug Enforcement Agency, be Jesus. Makes you sick. You know what NATO stands for, eh, Mr. Martin?
No.
No answers to offer, you schmuck, you be Jesus. Go ahead.
Is that it? No.
Let me just say a big God bless to all those people helping out the refugees in the Balkans, eh, Mr. Martin? Volunteers and doctors alike. You people still awake out there, be Jesus.
Not through this, they're not.
Sometimes that exodus of refugees looks a bit like the crowds leaving a Delbert McClinton concert, doesn't it, eh, Mr. Martin? Jesus. Think of the glory a couple of young, enterprising tooth doctors could achieve in the Balkans, eh, Mr. Martin? Could end up being the Lewis and Clark of dentistry, be Jesus. Tell you that.
That's fine.
Oh, that's great, McCard. Refugee jokes, you schmucky, you knuckle-dragging fool-licking baboon, you. Let me just say this then. Hook-nosed dirtbag Howard Stern.
No.
And his sidekick, Mo Vaughn. Jesus. Jokes about dead students are not funny. Stick with the fart jokes, a-hole. Be Jesus.
No.
Which doesn't belong in why?
I love this part. You know why I like this part?
Tell me, Mr.
Because
Martin.
it's the end.
Which doesn't belong in why?
All right, which doesn't belong in why?
A, Mary Jo Buttafuoco.
Mary Jo Buttafuoco.
B, Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton.
C, Amos in the morning. Which doesn't belong in why?
Well, clearly, I'm Mr. Morning.
Wrong, you dusty old drunk, you be Jesus. Well, all 3 have marriages that are the stuff of movies. The answer is B, Hillary Clinton doesn't belong because unlike the other 2, Hillary doesn't speak or look like someone who's taken a bullet to the head, be Jesus. God forgive me. Thanks, McCard, for nothing. God bless us and save us the whole lot of you. Have a lovely weekend, you smuxes.
Cardinal O'Connor here on the I'm Mr. Morning program. It is 25 after the hour.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and bright. And I pity any boy who isn't me tonight. See the pretty boy in the mirror there. Looking at attractive guy be. Such a pretty face, such a pretty smile. Such a pretty me, baby. I'm concerned and interested. Feel like running and dancing for joy. For I'm in love like a pretty, wonderful boy. Shut up. I'm a in the morning.
Grow up so fast these days.
Hey, look lights, power locks and windows. I mean, it wouldn't be 4 minutes to go by, we wouldn't suddenly go back to
Empty house.
Yeah. Incidentally, Rob Bartlett and the Bartletts will be appearing here at the Maryland Theater tomorrow night for their big fine show. And there was a big article in yesterday's paper on the Herald Mail here in Hagerstown. A picture of Rob and 4 Bartletts who are no longer, these women are no longer in the group, right?
There's only one remaining in that picture.
In which Rob complains about not being successful in show business, essentially, and whines about not having a sitcom. Your Broadway show blew up, and these gigs you're not that happy about. As though being on the I'm Mr. Morning program, which is perhaps the most successful radio program in the history of radio, certainly financially, is like chopped liver. So, like appearing with us is like an impediment to your hideous career.
Are you seeing things? Where does it say that?
No, we can.
Where does it say that?
We can read between the lines, Fatso.
Read between these lines.
That was not pleasant. Well, anyway, here with a little preview of what he'll be doing tomorrow night is Rob Bartlett.
So how you doing? Where y'all from?
Good morning, Rob.
So, how many people do we have here tonight, just by a show of hands?
Well, if we're going to, go that route, we have 1,500 people here, 1,500 seats potentially. And how many tickets have we sold?
I don't know. I don't have a head count. I would imagine somewhere between none and 1,500.
Could we find out from the front from the
Ticket office. There's somebody could find out, run up there and find out how many tickets have actually been sold.
Mm-hmm.
So how much are the tickets?
I don't know. I'm not buying one.
Well, no, but I mean, don't you get a part of the gate or something, or how's that work?
I don't. When I'm done, if they give me a check, fine. If not, fine.
You take a check?
Ooh. Well, this is not like the old days where they give you, like, you know, a little attaché case with a
This is statute of
wad of
limitations never runs
cash.
out on us, does it? So what will you be doing? The Bartletts sing, and then what happens?
Bartletts sing, and I'll come out, and I'll be funny for, you know, an hour, and then we'll sing together again.
Okay. Well, any little highlights you could give us now? For example, Rob, we have 28 minutes to go here. We don't have anything to do. I just wonder if there's like a couple of minutes you could give us just a little preview, maybe to entice some people listening here in the Hagerstown area to...
Well, just that you know, the president getting off of the whole impeachment thing, and has a lot to do with the way that the whole environment is set up now because of the media after what happened with Marv Albert, and they found him in a garter belt and panties singing show tunes with a transvestite, and yet he was concerned that they were going to take his mugshot without his toupee. And my point is they're finding you in a hotel room in a garter belt and panties singing show tunes with a transvestite, us knowing you wear a wig isn't the most of your problems.
No, it's not. That's a good point.
But that
would be one of the things you'll be doing tomorrow night.
That would be a segue into what I'm going to be doing now, which is wrapping my bony fingers.
No, I'm just curious.
Okay,
do you still do for example, Vinny, have you seen Rob in person before?
Yeah.
I have. Did he do the dogs at a cocktail party?
Yeah.
Remember that? Okay, did you like that?
Yeah.
You did like it. One did, one didn't. Okay. Will you be doing that again?
No.
Well, okay, so the people like it.
Well, one did and one didn't, so I'm going to go with the one who didn't.
I think she did like it. I just think she's confused. So.
As most of them are.
Yeah, so.
No, my point was that President Clinton, after everything that we know about what happened with Bubba, with the cigar and spanking the monkey in the dress and all those things that he was doing with...
We need to get that graphic here about, you know...
Well, that I'm pretty much convinced that he could get away with anything, including us finding out that, you know, he's been playing with gerbils, you know. And he could actually be on television and look in the camera and say, I'm going to tell you this for the last time. I did not have sexual relations with that gerbil. Sorry, a little tickle there. I tried it. Yeah. And I didn't like it.
So a lot of these...
I didn't know you had to put that... You weren't supposed to put the whole habit trail up in there, too. Yeah, that wheel keeps me up at night. It's just...
So a lot of this is like half visual and...
Yeah. So
very
it's
good.
a little difficult to do it, you know.
That already makes me want to go out and buy a ticket, but unfortunately we have to fly back about 5 seconds after 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Can I go with you?
No. So the Bartletts, they come out and they sing oldies. Is that what they do?
They sing their tribute to the 60s girl groups.
Okay. So, and what time do they go on?
They go on, you know, shortly after whatever, I guess 8 o'clock, whenever the show's supposed to start.
Then you come on when, around 8:30?
I come on after, if there's an intermission, after the intermission. If not, right after they're finished.
An intermission?
Sometimes the theaters require an intermission.
They sing. You sit through that, them singing this stuff. And they have an intermission?
Some theaters require an intermission so that they can
What
sell
time
drinks.
should you get here if you want to see you?
7 o'clock. I'll be in the front naked with a sandwich board.
All right, now Bernie, if you're not here in Hagerstown, you're going to be in Boston. Bernie is going to be appearing at the Public House on Beacon Street in Boston tomorrow night.
That's right.
What will you be doing there?
I'll be doing dogs at a cocktail party.
Is it just you and a bunch of drunks, or exactly what is it?
That's it, exactly. Just me and a bunch of loyal drunks.
Okay.
My peeps.
Do you do like he does? Do you have a girl group or anything? No.
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
At least not one that performs with them. My hoes stay in the hotel room where they belong.
And do you do the Cardinal?
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. A couple of bass ales later, you know.
Right.
I'll slap the FedEx hat on and and put them to sleep as well.
So, can people buy tickets for this, or they just show
No, you just show up.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Just walk in. How did that thing go with the gerbils, Rob? I'm going to be doing that, too.
It's 24 till the hour. Bring with sports coming up.
I got the results of my blood test back from my doctor. My cholesterol count has a comma in the middle of it. And I was never one of those fat got people that would, like, blame his body, you know, like, it's my glands. I have a very underactive thyroid. I have a sluggish metabolism. Couldn't be the sheet cake I was eating for breakfast every morning, no. Normal people don't pick their teeth and have a ham fall out.
Imus in the morning.
More talent. Rich Neal, that's it for me. Stay tuned for The Dog. We'll catch you again next weekend, next Saturday at 5 o'clock from the New Media Seminar. Have a great week.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
Whether you're in San Antonio, Texas, or Cincinnati. Sports and WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Nice to have you with us on a Saturday morning in New York. Good to have you with us on this day. We got a lot going on. Christopher Russo's along the way until about 1:45 today with Joan Chin and our good buddy Kyle Casey. 718-937-6666. Two-way sports talk. Telephone number Chico Rush today. You'll hear from him. Devils playoffs, of course. Lots to chat. A lot of baseball. Fernando Tatis, the whole bit. We'll get into that in the course of the afternoon, but we'll start.
White Sox 5-0 over Detroit. Texas beat Minnesota 4-2. And Anaheim over Kansas City 4-2.
You know I love you. You know I love you. Just having
With
some fun.
reports every 20 minutes.
Just having some fun with you, Joe.
Joe Tollison, WFAN 2020 Sports.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, then you're listening to Imus in the morning from 5:30 to 10 on The Fan. Sports Radio 66 WFAN New York.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN New York.
Couple of things in the NBA last night. First, Toronto beats Orlando 95-80. Or then they come out and they lose 4 games in a row. The Knicks, I know you can make the argument that they're the 8th seed. They got Miami, and what a war that's going to be again, the whole bit. I don't think the Knicks are going to make the postseason. I really don't. I think these next 4 games in a row are going to kill them. I think they're going to lose 2 out of the next 3 games. I think they're going to lose 2 out of 3. I think Toronto's going to be all right. Same with Charlotte. I do not think the Knicks are going to make the 8th spot. We'll come back.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
When New York Times bestselling
With 2020 Sports and WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
Hour 2, nice to have you with us on this Saturday. Christopher Russo's along the way. 718-937-6666 as we chat. And the Yankees last night. You know, it's funny. If Wells was on the Blue Jays and if Wells was on the point, that's the Yoshi Watson thing. I think Watson is going to be the spot starter. I think he's, for the most part, is going to be in the bullpen. I think they're going to go with Yoshi as long as they can. We got a lot more to do here on the Fan until 1:45 on this Saturday. Come on back.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
Explorer, Expedition, Escort, Tourist.
That's what's happening. This is Bob Easler with 2020 Sports.
Maybe everybody tries harder. Will we try?
Miss in the morning program, weekday mornings from 5:30 to 10.
Harry, I want to see Paris.
So what?
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
Mr. Mets in the house. We'll have a chance to rap with him a little bit later on. And baseball last night. There was a lot of interesting things in baseball last night. First off, of course, was Tatis. I mean, the guy hits 2 grannies in the same inning off Channel Park. I'm amazed that the Dodgers, and don't forget, Davey was thrown out of the game in the 3rd inning, so I don't know if he made the call or not about the pitching changes. Davey was out of the game in that 3rd inning, so he was gone. 3 plays before that, he was out.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
Back on the Fan on this Saturday afternoon. Good to have you with us, Christopher Russo.
2020 Sports.
Hey, Knicks fans. Marv Albert is back as the radio voice for New York Knicks basketball. Here on The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Hi, for details.
Sports Radio 66. WFAN.
On the fan, that
was 1996.
Charles Schwab has over 2.2 million customers online.
The growth was incredible, almost double every year. From the very beginning, we called IBM to join us in thinking, in solving problems, and coming with the expertise that they have to help us.
IBM technology helps power Schwab.com.
61% of our trades today are through Schwab.com. Close to $7 billion every week on the internet. Whenever a customer or prospect touches a keyboard, if we delight them, then we did okay.
Are you ready to become an IBM e-business?
Schwab.com is an IBM e-business.
It's Smith's.
Corbett Canyon Vineyards, San Luis Obispo, California.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
there is Robin Manhattan with Christopher Russo on sport, who's hit more home runs than Ricky, who throws lefty and bats righty. I don't know who it might be, but there has to be somebody. Has to be another outfielder or a first baseman who's a right-hand hitter who's hit more home runs than Ricky. 1 o'clock, we got a lot more to do here in the fan. Come on back.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN.
This is JD, John Davidson, inviting you to join.
What's happening? This is Bob Easler with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the flagship station of New York Mets baseball.
Sports Radio 66. The Fan. WFAN. New York.
Returning on the fan for hour 3 of our show before we get the Mets Extra with Eddie, of course, about 1:40. Good to have you with us on this busy Saturday afternoon. You heard from Chico Resch today, and you're going to hear from Joe Buck right now. Joe did the Cardinal...
Of New York, 102.7 WNEW.
I'm suddenly go back to
Empty house.
No. Incidentally, Rob Bartlett and the Bartletts will be appearing here at the Maryland Theater tomorrow night for their big fine show. And there was a big article in yesterday's paper on the Herald Mail here in Hagerstown. A picture of Rob and 4 Bartletts who are no longer. These women are no longer in the group, right?
There's only one remaining in that picture.
In which Rob complains about not being successful in show business, essentially, and whines about not having a sitcom. Your Broadway show blew up, and these gigs you're not that happy about. As though being on the imus morning program, which is perhaps the most successful radio program in the history of radio, certainly financially, is like chopped liver. So, like appearing with us is like an impediment to your hideous career.
Are you seeing things? Where does it say that?
No, we can.
Where does it say that?
We can read between the lines, Fatso.
Read between these lines.
That was not pleasant. Well, anyway, here with a little preview of what he'll be doing tomorrow night is Rob Bartlett.
So how you doing? Where y'all from?
Good morning, Rob.
So, how many people do we have here tonight, just by a show of hands?
Well, if we're going to, go that route, we have 1,500 people here, 1,500 seats potentially. And how many tickets have we sold?
I don't know. I don't have a head count. I would imagine somewhere between none and 1,500.
Could we find out from the front from the ticket?
There's somebody could find out, run up there and find out how many tickets have actually been sold.
Mm-hmm.
So how much are the tickets?
I don't know. I'm not buying one.
Well, no, but I mean, don't you get a part of the gate or something, or how's that work?
I don't. When I'm done, if they give me a check, fine. If not, fine.
You take a check?
Ooh. Well, this is not like the old days where they give you, like, you know, a little attaché case with a
This is statute of
wad of
limitations never
cash.
runs out on us, does it? So what will you be doing? The Bartletts sing, and then what happens?
Bartletts sing, and I'll come out, and I'll be funny for, you know, an hour, and then we'll sing together again.
Okay. Well, any little highlights you could give us now? For example, Rob, we have 28 minutes to go here. We don't have anything to do. I just wonder if there's like a couple of minutes you could give us just a little preview, maybe to entice some people listening here in the Hagerstown area to...
Well, just that you know, the president getting off of the whole impeachment thing, and has a lot to do with the way that the whole environment is set up now because of the media after what happened with Marv Albert, and they found him in a garter belt and panties singing show tunes with a transvestite, and yet he was concerned that they were going to take his mugshot without his toupee. And my point is they're finding you in a hotel room in a garter belt and panties singing show tunes with a transvestite. Us knowing you wear a wig isn't the most of your problems.
No, it's not. That's a good point.
But that
would be one of the things you'll be doing tomorrow night.
That would be a segue into what I'm going to be doing now, which is wrapping my bony fingers.
No, we're just curious.
Okay,
do you still do for example, have any of you seen Rob in person before?
Yeah.
I have. Did he do the dogs at a cocktail party?
Yeah.
Remember that? Okay, did you like that?
Yeah.
You did like it. One did, one didn't. Okay. Will you be doing that again?
No.
Well, okay, so the people like it.
Well, one did and one didn't, so I'm going to go with the one who didn't.
I think she did like it. I just think she's confused. So.
As most of them are.
Yeah, so.
No, my point was that President Clinton, after everything that we know about what happened with Bubba, with the cigar and spanking the monkey in the dress and all those things that he was doing with...
We need to get that graphic here about, you know.
Well, that I'm pretty much convinced that he could get away with anything, including us finding out that, you know, he's been playing with gerbils, you know. And he could actually be on television and look in the camera and say, I'm going to tell you this for the last time. I did not have sexual relations with that gerbil. Sorry, a little tickle there. I tried it. Yeah. And I didn't like it.
So a lot of these...
I didn't know you had to put that... You weren't supposed to put the whole habit trail up in there, too. Yeah, that wheel keeps me up at night.
So a lot of this is like half visual and...
Yeah, so
very
it's
good.
a little difficult to do it, you know.
That already makes me want to go out and buy a ticket, but unfortunately we have to fly back about 5 seconds after 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Can I go with you?
No. So the Bartletts, they come out and they sing oldies, is that what they do?
They sing their tribute to the 60s girl groups.
Okay, so. And what time do they go on?
They go on, you know, shortly after whatever, I guess 8 o'clock, whenever the show's supposed to start.
Then you come on, what, around 8:30?
I come on after, if there's an intermission, after the intermission. If not, right after they're finished.
An intermission?
Sometimes the theaters require an intermission.
They sing. You sit through that, them singing this stuff, and then you have an intermission?
Some theaters require an intermission so that they can
What
sell
time
drinks.
should you get here if you want to see you?
7 o'clock. I'll be in the front naked with a sandwich board.
All right, now Bernie, if you're not here in Hagerstown, you're going to be in Boston. Bernie is going to be appearing at the Public House on Beacon Street in Boston tomorrow night.
That's right.
What will you be doing there?
I'll be doing dogs at a cocktail party.
Do you, is it just you and a bunch of drunks, or exactly what is it?
That's it, exactly. Just me and a bunch of loyal drunks.
Okay.
My peeps.
Do you do like he does? Do you have a girl group or anything? No.
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
At least not one that performs with him.
My hoes stay in the hotel room where they belong.
And do you do the Cardinal?
Perhaps, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. A couple of bass ales later, you know.
Right.
I'll slap the FedEx hat on and and put them to sleep as well.
So, can people buy tickets for this, or they just show?
No, you just show up.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Just walk in. How did that thing go with the gerbils, Rob? I'm going to be doing that, too.
It's 24 till the hour bream with sports coming up.
I got the results of my blood test back from my doctor. My cholesterol count has a comma in the middle of it. And I was never one of those fat people that would, like, blame his body, you know, like, it's my glands. I have a very underactive thyroid. I have a sluggish metabolism. Couldn't be the sheet cake I was eating for breakfast every morning, no. Normal people don't pick their teeth and have a ham fall out.
Imus in the morning.
New state-of-the-art planes. They're at the heart of the new TWA. That's why we're renewing our fleet, adding one new plane every 10 days this year.
Communications Fan Highway Patrol.
Hi, I'm Imus the Morning, and we are it's 18 till the hour, and we are at the Maryland Theater in Hagerstown, Maryland on... This would be for the benefit of you people here. It appears that this cameraman here got part of his outfit from Monica Lewinsky. Wearing knee pads, of course. You know, I wear those when I take photographs.
Yes.
They're good for when you're on your knees, of course.
When the Zen master comes to the office.
But you know, there's in hardware stores, I found ones that are even better than those. They're for roofers. Yeah, they're much better because they're easy to get on and okay. But they may not.
I think he's dying to say Baba Booey right now.
Anyway, it's time for sports once again, and guess who that means? Mike Breen.
Imus in the Morning 2020 Sports rolls on.
I-Man receives a hero's welcome in Hagerstown. Good morning. Mike Breen with sports. Popular shock jock Don Imus making a return trip to the beautiful mid-Atlantic city today to broadcast his zany morning zoo program. Although there were several protests downtown about the Radio Hall of Famer's appearance, many Hagerstown residents were abuzz about the I-Man, swapping stories of their favorite I-Man radio moments, like this explosive start to an interview the I-Man conducted with the great Walter Cronkite.
How are your teeth? How are your teeth? My feet? Your teeth. Teeth?
And that's certainly just one of the great moments that has Hagerstown thanking their lucky stars for the visit from the one and only Don Imus.
Pencil neck geek.
Wild game in Detroit last night where the Sixers beat the Pistons. Philadelphia gets the victory despite Larry Brown getting ejected at halftime. Brown had to be restrained by assistant coaches and some of his players. Guard Allen Iverson said they were inspired by Brown's temper tantrum.
He motivated us big time, more than I even thought he would. I felt that, he did that for us. We didn't get a couple calls that we thought we were supposed to have. And, he let it be known, and he got thrown out for it.
Iverson said if the ref gave out one more technical, he would have cut him. Almost a magical night in Florida last night where the Tampa Bay Devil Rays beat the Baltimore Orioles 1-0. Hard-throwing Tony Saunders nearly had a no-hitter, just 4 outs away. But Saunders took it in stride despite the superb performance.
It was just, old fun at the old ballpark.
The flaming flamethrower now 2-2 on the season. And finally, Scottie Pippen arrested for drunk driving, spent some time in the slammer. However, Pippen denies the charge. His teammates are standing by him, including Charles Barkley. He knows from experience what Pippen went through.
I've been in that little cell several times myself. It's just one of them things, man, you get over with. I don't think you think about it too much. Unless they put you in a cell with a guy named Bubba. Then you think about it all day.
Always great to hear from Charles Barkley.
Oh, great. One spit on me.
And, of course, tonight, a huge NBA game this evening at Madison Square Garden as the New York Knickerbockers, better known as America's team, will play host to the Charlotte Hornets. Knicks right now on the outside looking in of the NBA Eastern Conference playoff picture. But here's a prediction. They'll go 8-0, win their final 8 games, make the playoffs, and then advance to the NBA Finals. Yeah, right. And that's sports. I'm Mike Breen saying, so long, everybody!
The following is a paid political announcement. Here, speaking on behalf of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, is United States Senator, the Honorable Edward M. Kennedy.
Good morning. I have purchased this brief broadcast time to address you concerning a matter of great personal significance. As you know, the Kennedy family has been plagued across much of its history by inordinate stress, trauma, and travail. Adversity has particularly seemed to single out the Kennedy men. Marital splits, divorce, alcohol, drugs, transportation mishaps, drownings, idiot offspring, those kinds of misfortunes. Yeah. For many years, I have sought to rise above the hard knocks and focus my many skills and talents on my public service to my constituents. However, From time to time, naysayers and the ever-present Kennedy critics emerge to remind of this or that dark episode in the Kennedy family history. An example, the radio moron who is the host of this very program, Don Imus, occasionally features a sound effect collage of a car screeching out of control, plunging from its intended path and making like a submarine as its imagined occupant shrieks and ultimately gurgles. This is wrong. Wrong, gratuitous, and to be candid, deeply distressing. Recalling, as it does, a painful episode in my experience when I wound up an otherwise uneventful Chappaquiddick beach party by driving one of the participants into the drink. Don Imus thinks that keeping these events in front of my constituents for the past 30 years is amusing. I do not. However, it is Imus. To be pursued by that bastard is one thing. To be persecuted, however, by my own flesh and blood is quite another. And yet, my heart is heavy as I speak to you today. Because, incredible as it may seem, given my history of cavorting with submersible women, my nephew, Bobby Kennedy Jr., has just launched an enterprise to sell, as God is my witness, bottled water. Yes, but I can't say what the product is because if I were to do so, Imus would instruct his fool engineer to play the aforementioned car crash scream gurgle effect. Anyway, what, one wonders, could possibly have been in young Bobby's mind? You could sell anything else. But no, my nephew is actually going to sell and attach the Kennedy name to something called Keeper Spring Bottled Water. Yes, and channel all the money into environmental jive, promoting clean, well, you know what. Yeah. So, let the word go forth from this time and place that my nephew, Robert, is in league with Imus, as far as I can figure it. In the first place, nobody should drink that stuff. Why do you think the good Lord, in his infinite wisdom, gave us liquor? Which reminds me, would it be asking too much to get a damned doers over here now, sometime before the millennium?
No problem, Senator. Straight up?
No, water. Just a splash. Don't go drown the damn... Oh, no. Bobby, you.
Here now, the Imus Warning program, the Beach Boys.